Hey guys, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. So normally I would say this is the weekly intuitive astrology reading for the week, but we are actually not going to have an astrology portion. The reason for that is honestly, I don't have a lot of time and bandwidth today to do all of that. I love astrology. You guys know I'm an astrology girl. But to do the astrology prep, like the channeling and everything, like the videos themselves are like 2.5 hours long. But the prep is like 3 hours to also like do all the astrology. So when I do these weeklies, it's like almost an all day thing, like almost an all day work day for me. But like I said, I literally just don't have the time to also do the whole like astrology prep and everything. I will talk a little bit about the new moon Scorpio just because I have already done that with my patrons, and I will try to upload that to Vimeo for those who want to watch it on Vimeo who are not patrons. Sometimes it's glitchy, so if it happens, awesome, and if it doesn't, the deep dive is over on Patreon. I think moving forward, like for the new moon and full moons, I will try to do my best to have like a paraphrased video here on YouTube. But for Patreon, it's like it's a deep dive, it's a hangout, it's like a soul family kind of moment. And I do want to like preserve like the specialness of that because it feels really good for everyone, myself included. Yeah, so just wanted to like make that clear. But yeah, so here we are today. We are going to do some channel messages for the week, and I am going to do the elements today too. And I think because I'm not having an astrology portion, I will be going over the elemental channelings and what have you with a little bit more time than I normally do. So that'll be kind of fun, right? Let's see. Just seeing how everyone is. Hey guys. Hello, hello, hello. Typing from my computer today so I can actually properly mention folks. Okay, okay. I have the Cruella look. I don't know if I like that. Oh, I guess with the shirt. I didn't think about it that way. But I don't know. The hair is very not Cruella. I don't know. I don't know if I like that reference. I gotta be honest. Like, when it comes to like Disney and like Disney villains, I am totally a Disney villains fan. I total like disclosure. I used to collect Disney pins. And for anybody who like has never ventured into that world of collecting Disney pins, this was a while ago. I don't do it anymore. Disney's gotten out of hand. But people who have done that or do that, they usually have a theme for their collection, and mine was the villains. But I gotta be honest, out of all the villains, Cruella's probably my least favorite. She kind of scares me. She's probably the only Disney villain that kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit, you know? I feel like most of the villains have like their own form of like magic, or like, actually, yeah, like have their own like form of magic, and it's like clear like why they're villains sometimes, not all the time. But I don't know, Cruella kind of freaks me out. Like I know she's an animated character, but she kind of freaks me out. Um, I saw so many people dressed as Cruella this year. Really? Cruella's scary because she's very human and she goes after animals. Like, I don't know. That's like, I don't know what it is about the whole animal component. It's like a new level of disturbing, I think, for me personally. I don't know what that says about me, but it must say something. But you look beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I will take that. So before we get into all of the messages, let's talk a little bit about the new moon Scorpio. Because hold on, I need a new pen. Let's see here. It's like the pen broke on me like instantaneously. Excuse me. New moon Scorpio. Okay, so there's gonna be a little astrology talk for this portion. Just a little bit. Okay. All right, so this weekly is for October 28th to November 3rd. So obviously we have Day of the Dead, we have Samhain and or Halloween, however you like to celebrate that, if you do celebrate that. And on November 1st, on the Day of the Dead, we actually have the new moon Scorpio. And every time we have a moon cycle, I get excited because I always feel like they're kind of interesting and fascinating, and like they bring us some really great opportunities for the most part. Normally, a Scorpio cycle, even just being in Scorpio season, is about, death and rebirth and changes, transformations, revealing secrets, also a good time to like go on deep dive research kind of things, right? And also allowing yourself to get into more of your passionate kind of primal self, a little bit more of your like taboo side, your wild side, you don't let other people normally see. That's like very much Scorpio season. Obviously, sex is part of that too. But I will say, and I've been meaning to like get on here to like talk about this. I missed the live. Oh, it's okay. It's funny. I did wonder where you were, Alejandra. I was like, because we were in there like for a bit, and I was like, I haven't seen Alejandra. I was like, that's okay. It's like, but you were missed. You were definitely missed. But you know what? It happened for a reason. It happened for a reason. But you were missed because you were definitely on my mind. And I almost wanted to ask like if anyone knew where you were, but I didn't want to like, throw the flow off or anything like that. Alejandra's been a patron for a very long time. But anyway, I digress. Let's come back for a minute here to talk about this week and the new moon Scorpio. So something that I've been wanting to get on here to talk about is the fact that between the full moon Aries up to this new moon Scorpio has been this window of rebirth, okay? This window of like, you could say Phoenix rising if you want to, but the eclipse has really set us up for this rebirth, and the coinciding astrology does as well. Now, what does that look like for the new moon Scorpio? Well, it's a new moon, first of all, right? So new beginnings, right? And seeding new intentions. But Scorpio is all about death and birth. But something that's interesting is that we do have another grand water trine. We had one as well during the new moon Libra eclipse between Venus and Scorpio, Mars in Cancer, and Saturn in Pisces. This one is between Mercury and Scorpio, Mars and Cancer at 29 degrees. So like that critical point of Cancer is really highlighted, and Neptune in Pisces, which is kind of interesting. But the grand water trine is also working with a T-square. For those who don't know what that is, T-square is just a challenging aspect. It's like what I'm going to chop it up to. There's an opposition, and then there's two squares created as well. So it usually requires three celestial bodies, and they're all kind of that, and the grand water trine are all intermingled. But that, on top of some fixed star activity, is bringing up origin stories. We're going back to the beginning, people, with this new moon Scorpio. The scene of the crime, the beginning, the origins of you, your ancestry, your story, or even the beginning of a pattern, or the beginning of a relationship, or the beginning of when something went down, okay? And definitely specifically when we're saying like when shit went down, when something disruptive happened, unexpected happened. I'm hearing the word calamity. Take that for what you will. When something traumatic may have happened, okay? Going back to the beginning, the origins. I just want to make that very clear. There's a reason we're going back to the beginning, because something about going back to the beginning is making things very clear about our present and is facilitating any rebirths that some of us are going to be going through. Now, another thing that is happening with this new moon, which is also highlighting this week, is all about the reaffirming, reevaluating, recalibrating, releasing, okay? All of the re's is going on right now too, but going back to the beginning is helping us with what we need to recalibrate, reaffirm, release, all that good stuff. Boundaries are also really big with this new moon as well. Some of you may experience your boundaries being tested. Some of you may need to reevaluate your boundaries, like shifting them or changing them. There's a lot of other things too that are going on, but like that is the main gist here of what is happening with the new moon Scorpio. So like I said, if you want to go like really, really deep and get into like the nitty little gritty details, you can definitely check out Patreon. But as far as like need to knows, that's what you need to know about this new moon Scorpio. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into some collective messages now. Okay. Put that off to the side. Get a little sippy sip. Your cycle started. Mine is late. And I had a feeling that was going to happen, which I'm a little bummed. I'm not going to lie. I hate when it's late. I hate when it's late. It really, really throws me, but I know why. Between the rebirth season, between that and my solar return, and the new moon Scorpio, I knew I knew it was going to be late. Hold on, let me update the timestamp because I got to talk in here. Okay. Which, yes, it was my birthday recently. Which I have to say, this is the first birthday where it made me feel some kind of way about where I'm at age-wise. Not like, oh, I'm old, like not like that, but just like, oh, like just very aware of how much of my life has occurred versus how much is left, and like just like the windows and milestones, that like coincide with certain ages. Um, yeah, it was just very interesting. Yes, thank you for the birthday wishes. But yeah, let's get into the collective reading here. And I was debating if I should save the pocket archetype for the elements or not, because like she'd be a powerful deck. But I know Big Bertha really wanted to work with the collective, so let me sit with that for a minute. All right, yeah, okay. So we're gonna start with the pocket archetype deck for the collective. So we're not gonna use them for the elements. Don't know if I said it, but all the decks that I use are linked below. For those who are new, how far you've come and how far you have to go. Yeah, yeah. It's a little trippy. Feel that I turned 50 this year, on verge of 51 in December. Oh, that's a biggie too. That's a biggie. That is definitely a biggie. That's a biggie. Happy early birthday, by the way. Yes, it's November 1st. Oh, for the new moon? Yeah, it's on November 1st. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Any messages for the collective for this week? So they're showing me a card from this deck. I don't know if it's going to come out, but it's the Venom card. Oh, and I'm getting a bunch of animals. We'll see if it comes out. I didn't really feel like there would be a theme of that, but I could see. Okay, I could see that. I could see that. Venom is just toxicity, right? Toxic words, thoughts, behaviors, patterns, etc. Something that will probably coincide, excuse me, something that will probably occur this week, especially with boundary setting, is also dealing with, they're reminding me. Okay, thank you. Dealing with people who are really stuck in more of this like fragmented kind of sense of self, okay, or even like a very shadowy, distorted just version of self that can come out kind of venomous. We have some aspects this week, especially circulating around Pluto. Okay, that T-square I was mentioning. The T-square has to do with Mars and Pluto and Juno. Again, deep dive over on Patreon. This is not the place for that because it's a lot of information. But just know that it is creating. Okay, yeah, I gotta stop. It's creating a polarity experience here, okay, of like the sense of wholeness and the sense of being fragmented. And I was also equating it to like having this more exalted, oh my God, I can't talk, exalted version of like Scorpio energy, and then very like shadowy version of Scorpio energy. So I just feel like there's a polarity of choice going on there as far as like how you navigate. And like from one end, it's very like manipulative, jealous, insecure, possessive, controlling. These are some issues that are going to be coming up at this time, okay? And some people may be acting from that place. And then other people may be quite on the opposite end, where they're more observing and kind of just taking information in and relying on their own inner compass to just like navigate. But like it feels very removed, it feels very distant, like very much that like eagle version of Scorpio, which is more the exalted Scorpio that like sits and perches and watches and observes, versus the like Scorpio that just like right? But that's coming up right now. I want to get back to some of the animals that were coming up. They were highlighting snakes. Snakes have been big in the collective, so I'm not surprised that snakes are coming up here. But I'm feeling an embracing of snake energy in a way that feels really good. Empowering, yes. Creative and sexual, yes. But I feel like there's a lot of movement that's coming through with the snakes. Like progression of energy, movement of energy that's coming through with the snakes. I'm also getting wolves too. The wolves feel kind of different. The wolves feel very different. The wolves feel very different. Yeah, this is interesting. I feel like there's almost something going down with like snakes versus wolves. Every animal carries its own medicine, but there's also a shadow to medicine too, right? While every animal has a medicine, they also have a shadow. I almost feel like the shadow wolf is actually coming through more than anything. This could even be in reference to your own personal shadow wolf, right? A lot of you may be familiar with like the notion of we all have two wolves, the light and the dark, right? And whichever one you're feeding is whichever one is dominating. But something about the shadow wolf is coming through. And that to me feels aggressive, even violent a little bit. Interesting. So there's that, but the snakes feel really awesome. I just keep getting a flow in correlation with the snakes. But in dealing with venomous behavior, venomous energy, words, etc., that's also the medicine of the snake too, right? Because there's certain animals like actually scorpion is one of them. Scorpion, snakes, I feel like I'm missing a couple where they do work and dabble with the notion of venom and like anti-venom, right? And snakes could actually help you navigate venom or venomous things. There's something more powerful about the snake coming through though. Some of you may also be discovering the power of sexual energy, like what it actually can do, what it actually, how it's healing, how it's healing. If I can do a whole video on that, why sexual healing is even a thing and how it works, which is like, it is really fascinating. But some of you are just discovering that. I feel like some of you have been very resistant to this like snake energy. There's a lot of messages coming in today. Some of you have been very resistant, and I'm wondering why that is. Because it feels good. It feels empowering and it feels healing. It feels stabilizing even. But why have you been resistant to that? Why have you been resistant to that? We'll see if it comes out. We'll see if that comes out. Maybe it's not for me to even say. Maybe it's for you to find out or to understand for yourself. But yeah, snakes are like right up in the forefront right now. All right. So we did have a card come out here. Let's see what it is. Ooh. So we have the forest card coming out. The emerald always sticks out to me with the forest. I feel like it's always representing like the heart in a way. But the forest can be a couple things, right? It's like sometimes it could feel very grounding. Other times it could feel almost like trying to make your way out of a situation, trying to see like the wood through the trees, so to speak. Why does this feel protective? That's interesting. This actually feels like a protective energy coming through for the collective, almost like being protected by the tree cover. It's like almost how that feels. It does. It feels very protective and very grounding. Some of you could be working a lot with the earth element right now to have a more solid sense of grounding for yourself, to feel safer within yourself. Some of you could be incubating or even like isolating yourself. Incubating versus isolating is probably a little bit healthier. Just putting that out there. But yeah, it does. It feels like a shield. It feels like some sort of shield coming through. All right, let's get another card here. Can I get another card for the collective, please, for this week? Almost like finding your special spot, like in your safety safe, or your special spot in your special place with your special people. Like if I'm almost want to say like this is coveted. This is like a coveted state of being is what I'm gathering with the forest. Yeah, it has this flavor of like you're venturing into the forest, maybe you have already, and you're finding your special spot in a special place, maybe with your special people, but like only your people could find you. Only you could find that spot. Like no one else will intrude on it. Like it's coveted. It's safe. It's coveted and it's safe. Some of you, this is translating to what you covet about you, actually. What you covet about you and what you will protect is where more of the boundary stuff is coming in now. I feel like the snakes are helping with the boundaries too. I feel like the snake medicine is absolutely helping with the boundaries. It's interesting because with the snakes, I feel this like connection to flow and passion. I feel that. And even some healing taking place there as well. And like snakes also help us to transmute, right? But at the same time, I also feel like the snake energy is like protecting as well. So finding what you covet and then protecting what you covet, whether it's a physical place or something about yourself, or maybe something external to you that is just matters to you. Interesting. Can I get another card, please, for the collective for this week? So every time I try to like go back in, I keep seeing a yellow blue covet. To covet something means like you hold like a high price of value to it. So you like covet. It's coveted. It's special. It's wanted. And you like want to covet it, right? So it's covet kind of has a combination of like protecting something, honoring something, and recognizing its value. It's a good way to describe covet. Okay. Can I get another card, please, for the collective? But yeah, like I was trying to say, every time I try to go in, I keep getting like a yellow blue vibe. I almost want to say rays, like yellow blue rays. I'm like, are we getting into galactic beings? Is that what this is? It's like, wait a minute. Oh, that might be what this is. Oh wow. So as I say that, we have the Father coming out here. Look at the polarity here just in the visual, and look, we have like yellow blue going on too. There's something with galactic beings going on here for some people. Something else that's standing out to me is like the Father with the forest. It's like a tree amongst the trees, which is kind of interesting. But the Father is masculine energy. It's masculine archetype, but it's also protective, right? Like masculine energy helps to keep us safe, helps to keep us contained, helps to keep us contained. This is like, oh. So, okay, this happened when I did the reading too for Patreon for the Moon Scorpio. Like, it was very elusive, and we're getting into elusive territory because just as I was about to speak, it was like, whoa, wait a minute, what am I feeling now? Like something just opened up, but it's like very elusive, which is also very snake-like, actually. So hold on. Let me just try to organize this of what is coming through here. I feel like there's almost a discovery of the Father in the forest is how this is coming through. This is very metaphorical. So like, we gotta let's put our make sure our brains are on here. This is very metaphorical. With the forest, I kept getting that there's like, finding something you covet in the forest, metaphorically, right? And I feel like what that is the Father. You could be discovering this within yourself, okay? Your own ability to be in your masculine, your own ability to be in your authority, your own ability to hold down your own safety safe, right? Even taking on the role of the Father for what it is that you covet, to stand up for it, to protect it, right? To honor it. Elk is coming through now. I'm also getting a strong balancing of physical, non-physical as well with the Father card coming out here, balancing the physical and the non-physical. Some of you, this can translate to like emotional, spiritual, to 3D life, but I'm also getting a lot with the body, even just mentioning the physical, maybe even taking care of your body a little bit more, prioritizing that. Oh, okay. For those who are working with the earth element or your root, they're highlighting the root chakra here. Hold on, let me slow this down. For those who are working on the root, it is, I almost want to say, necessary, like a prerequisite to focus on your health, to really get your root healthy and balanced and to get it really activated. They're just emphasizing that. So take that as you will, but it's just what they're emphasizing here, okay? Yeah, okay, thank you. The deeper we get into this, the more I'm feeling this embodiment of the Father. Okay, the embodiment of the Father. And in doing that, it's almost like strengthening the power of the forest. It's like strengthening your ability to stay really secure and safe, but also have really good boundaries and also keep what you need to keep protected, right? I'm feeling that pretty strongly. Some of you, the forest is more of a, how do I want to say? It's more of a symbol or metaphor for just like where you're at in your life, like versus, maybe some of you are actually going to like Four Swords mode to like be in a contained space. Some of you are just finding that like you've been in this phase in your life where maybe you're feeling kind of lost, okay? Maybe things aren't really making sense. Maybe you are feeling like people are suddenly not contacting you or they're not around. Like it just has this kind of like void-like feeling. So some of you are experiencing the forest that way to eventually uncover the Father within. Some of you, the Father can represent an actual person, okay? Hold on. I have calmed down the crying, really do feel anger to myself. Oh, Alejandra. It's an emotional week, okay? It definitely is. with all of this like grand water trine energy and a Scorpio moon, like it's going to bring up the emotions. Like, especially that grand water trine, Mercury Scorpio, Mars Cancer, and Neptune Pisces. Like, it's going to stir the emotions, the emotional pot for sure. Okay. But that's what I'm getting with the Forest and the Father. I want to get a third card here. I can't stop looking at that. Like, I can't stop looking at it. I keep feeling like there's a major alignment happening from the root to the crown for a lot of people. Okay. Can I get a third one for the collective, please? Can I get a third card for the collective this week? I love this card. The polarity is insane. I can never say it. Aletheia. Yeah, look at that polarity going on. Aletheia is truth. It's literally a card of truth. Also a big theme with this Scorpio moon. Scorpio is all about digging up the deepest of truths that are hiding in the crevices of shadow or the subconscious, or even just like, corruptive forces, all about bringing up the truth. Any Scorpio moon, full moon or new moon, more full moon than new, but any new moon or full moon, Scorpio will dig up the truth, okay? And even with Mercury being in Scorpio with this grand water trine, a lot of truth coming to the surface. There's something about the discovery of the Father that is essential for bringing up whatever this truth is for you, okay? Some of you, this truth is actually an answer, a resolution, a solution to an issue that needs to be resolved, that wants to be resolved, that maybe you've wanted resolved. But even with the truth coming through, even if it's painful, it's healing. And it's necessary. It's not going to be like that for everybody. For some people, it might be very like liberating and like, whoo, glad that makes sense, But for some people, it might hit you a little harder. It depends on how deeply buried this truth is. It also depends on how it is coming to your awareness here. But it seems like the Father and the Truth card go hand in hand. Like one facilitates the other. Finding the Father will facilitate the truth. Honoring the masculine will reveal the truth. Hold on, there's something else here. Some of you, there's definitely going to be a theme here of recognizing how you have been like disempowering yourself. Just wanted to be said. I feel like that's very minor compared to some of the other themes we have going on, but it just wanted to be said. I feel like there's more here though, but I feel like anything else that's meant to be uncovered is probably just meant to be uncovered individually in our own ways, in our own time. Okay. Some of you could have some very sobering, I'm hearing sobering conversations with masculine energies like grandfather, father, brother, uncle, etc. Even just like men or people like women who have like very strong masculine energy, or people who are like in a boss role or leader role. Very sobering conversations. Yeah, they're saying sobering. It's an interesting word choice. But that's what's coming through for the collective so far. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a little deeper. Your top is giving the same opposing energy. Like we started the video, someone giving a Cruella reference, right? Which that is also interesting that's like part of her like aesthetic look is like literally polarity. Which like, what does that say, right? I don't know. This is interesting. But I will be bringing out Big Bertha here. For those who are new, Big Bertha is a combination deck of Starseed Oracle and Angel and Ancestors. And they are linked below. But yeah, let's bring out Big Bertha because she definitely, I can feel it. She's got some stuff to say today. You just watch 101 Dalmatians? That's like, so the animated version, that's one of the ones I literally haven't seen since I was a kid. I don't know. I think she freaked me out. I think she really did just freak me out. And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. They're bringing up the snakes again. Um, the snakes feel very feminine to me. Not that it's even necessary to like assign a, you know, polarity there with the snakes, but it like something about it feels very feminine. I'm not gonna say dark feminine, but maybe. I just keep feeling the protective force of it now. Almost, and some of you this could even relate to like Kundalini energy or Kundalini awakenings, etc. If that's something that's part of your reality right now, because it almost has this feeling of like embodying snake energy within the flow and the passion, all that good stuff, and maybe potentially going through some changes. But then I feel this like snake, like embodying the snake. You are now protected by snake. Like that's kind of how it's feeling. Maybe you're seeing snakes while you're out as like synchronicities or even like out on trails for those who like to hike. I was born the year of the snake. Oh, we do. Oh, you know, it's interesting you say that. Yeah, because we do have the year of the snake coming up too. After dragon comes snake, and then comes horse. Horse. I'm a horse. Okay, anyway. But it is interesting. You're right. We do have snake coming up soon. She's a big girl. She's almost done shuffling now. Yeah, the snakes are just here to stay. Like they're not wavering out of the field. Okay. Any other messages or insights for the collective this week? Had a dragon dream last night. Ooh. Dragons have also been kind of popping in and out too. Any messages or insights for the collective this week? They're bringing up going back to the beginning, right? Origin stories. It's interesting when we do that, right? When we put that into practice, regardless of like what it's about. Because when you go back to the beginning, when you really like allow yourself to go through the details or the scene of the crime, if you will, or even relive something, sometimes our mind has a way of like changing things over time, right? We have a way of like almost like making certain facts or details or happenings like fit a narrative sometimes too. As time goes on, some of you may realize that that has happened, and almost like untangling that and like just getting to like the raw truth of a situation is going to be very helpful for you and very liberating for you. I'm almost feeling like of a burden kind of lifting off. That is also another thing too, actually, with this new Moon Scorpio, is being very aware of what you're carrying, what burdens you're carrying, and what burdens you want to carry, right? Because sometimes we take things on that are difficult because it means a lot to us, or it's like part of living out our own sense of fulfillment or joy, even if it's requiring a lot. But sometimes we're carrying shit around that we really don't need to, right? Sometimes we are carrying around burdens of other people. Sometimes we have like somehow gotten into some sort of like belief system or agreement or contract. And it's like, how did we get to the Ten of Wands? This is like not even our shit to be dealing with, right? So there's definitely that happening too with this new Moon Scorpio. But yeah, the going back to the beginning. Any messages or insights? We don't have any cards out yet, but I'm seeing the I'm sorry card, which I do believe has a Mars connection to it and a very karmic-y connection to it. I really feel like this is honing in on the going back to the beginning stuff, okay? God, this feels so polarizing. This energy I'm tuning into feels very polarizing. Like it feels very like Five of Wands. Like Five of Wands, Ace of Swords. They're showing me Ace of Swords and Five of Wands, which to me just says clarity, right? I feel like there's definitely going to be some cutting through the bullshit, okay? By going back to the facts of the beginning. Ooh, even as I said that, I felt energy leave my body as I said that. Yeah. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, that feels good. That feels like lightning. Not lightning, lightening. Feels lightning to the lightening to the body. Okay, a lot of things are coming together here now. In going back to the beginning and honoring the truth of a situation, there is also a putting a name to venom as well, venomous ideas, venomous words, etc. And by doing that, you are actually delivering the cure, right? You are delivering the way to alleviate those burdens of the past, any emotional, psychological burdens, any karmic density burdens that don't have to be going on, right? By naming what it is, but to name it, you have to go back to the beginning to even see what actually the truth is. Okay. Okay. We get there. Let's get some cards now. Been following you since 2019. Can you believe how long I've been on YouTube? It's crazy. Let's see. Loosen your grip. Okay. Coping mechanisms, density. Literally has the word density. Addiction and let God in. This is definitely a card of letting go. All right. Let go and let God, essentially, is what this card is about, which addictions and coping mechanisms, control, manipulation, jealousy, insecurity, all that stuff is like highlighted with this new moon. But this is about letting go. And it kind of speaks to what I was getting before, right? Where it's like, go back to the beginning to see when this really started, to see the scene of the crime with whatever is coming up for you at this time in the present that you're struggling with, that maybe you feel chained to or burdened by emotionally, physically, psychologically. And as you go back to the beginning and you really see the truth and the reality, you have the power to harness the antidote, which is just the truth, by naming the venom, right? Maybe the venomous ideas that you have tied to, attached to, that have kept you stuck, right? In that density, in that karmic shit, in that like venomous habit, if it's an addiction, or that venomous relationship, or the venomous mindset, belief system, whatever it is, right? But that's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting here. You can do this for yourself. You can call out the venom for what it is. Or you can let go and let God, right? You can actively decide to give this up to spirit and say, help, I can't deal. Help, I can't be tied to this anymore. Help, 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 help. Spirit is there to help us, right? Yes, this is collective. Your videos from January, February 2019, a couple months before I met my DM, but now are resonating. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy how that works, right? Sorry, coming back. Especially if this is like about relationships, which for a lot of people it will be. Just because of the nature of the energy that we have going on right now, and some of the astrology, a lot of references to relationships, to contracts, to bonds are emphasized. It doesn't have to apply to relationships, but I'd be shocked if that wasn't happening on some level for you. Okay. So yes, this could also be about, for some of you, allowing distance to take place between you and other people or another person, and I'm hearing like carrying the load and not carrying the load of others, right? You don't have to. We don't have to do that. We also don't have to be chained to anybody either. I almost like want to go into story time. They said it's okay. Okay, we're gonna have a little story time for a second. Hold on. Let me do a little timestamp for this part. Okay. So you might realize I'm not where I normally am, right? And I'm venturing, I'm exploring, and I went to a yoga class because I'm in a new area. I've never been there, didn't know these people. And it was kind of nice, actually. Like, they started with a talking circle, which I really, really appreciated. And they chose a theme, which was about belonging, right? Belonging and community. And so we all went around the room and just kind of like spoke a little bit. They never say yes. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. So everybody got to speak a little bit, which again was really nice, and I really appreciated it. Especially because like when you're in a talking circle, you really get to, one, see how we really are just all connected, right? How we all can relate to each other because we are all human, having very human experiences. And I do think it helps a lot of people to not feel so alone in what they're struggling with and what they're dealing with. So I did appreciate it on that level. But it also shows, right? Like what we're still working through as a collective. And I'm not going to go into like major details here, but there was one telling, if you will, that about belonging. And she was talking about belonging to another person. And everything in my body seized. Because it was like, I could see what she was saying, but I couldn't not feel the distortion of it, right? She was talking about how amazing it feels to belong to somebody. And I just, with the way she kept saying belong to another person, I just everything in me was like freaking out. And I had a very hard time like like just sitting still and not like feeling all of that. But that's something that I was just reminded of, like in relation to this, right? It's like we can be close with people, we can be intimate with people, we can love people, we can enjoy our experiences with other people. Belonging to another person, even those words, is like a spell of chaining yourself to another human being. um which I just, for me, can only speak for myself. I don't think this is an absolute truth. Maybe some of you feel like it might be, but I just feel like that is a disservice to the self, right? um and I just had a really, really hard time with it. And I'm just kind of being brought back to that in relation to all the stuff that we're talking about here. I don't want to belong to anyone, like personally. And that's the thing. Like, this could just be totally like a me triggery, freak out kind of a thing. I don't want to belong to anybody. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Maybe that's my ancestry talking. I don't know. But like, I don't want to belong to nobody. Be with someone, sure. Share space with people, yes. Laugh with people, like get to know that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's beautiful to have those experiences. I don't want to belong to nobody, you know? So, anyway, just wanted to reference that. Okay, let's come back. Okay. Okay. I feel the same way. Yeah, yeah. And like, and no judgment towards that person, right? That's just where she's at. And like, and it clearly was making her feel good, right? So it's like, not trying to judge her by any means. I just wanted to speak on like what was coming up within myself, right, in relation to what she was saying. Okay, changing the timestamp again. Okay. Coming back. Any other messages or insights for the collective, please? All paths lead home. Oh, I like that. That's reminding me of the forest energy. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. So this is definitely that observer mode I was talking about before, right? With the polarity of how some people may be experiencing some of the energy right now. One being more of this like kind of quiet, kind of observant, kind of removed, overlooking kind of a space. And that's usually somebody who is very like within themselves, right? Versus the other where there's almost like a very like agitated animal that's working off of fear and insecurity and control issues, all of that can come through like manipulation and jealousy, etc., blah 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 blah. But this is definitely coming through, I feel like, for those who are more in that like observer state here. And all paths lead home, being in that space, understanding that with free will we have so many choices every second of the day, right? But if you are centered and you are honoring truth, right, and you're doing your best as a human to do all of that, you're not going to miss out. You're not going to miss out. And that always will lead you back to a sense of home within yourself, a sense of wholeness within yourself, and being able to experience that no matter where you go, really, and no matter where you find yourself. If any of you are worried about time, I'm getting a timing thing here. Some of you may be worried about time, like you don't have enough time for something, or like you're behind on something. Just like take a minute, right? It's like if that starts to come up within you, I want to say like maybe you need to like go and ground for a bit, or even just take like 15 minutes to just like calm down the nervous system, calm down the monkey mind, to just kind of come back, just to come back to self, come back to center, all of that stuff. I get it, right? It's like with life, sometimes we do get into crunch modes, sometimes there are deadlines, sometimes we do gotta like rush through things, but as long as we always take time to come back, right? Always take time to come back, like you can't go wrong for yourself, right? Interesting. I feel like there's more of that card. The missing out. Okay, let me come back here. This is also why this card is coming out with the loosen your grip card, because this is about letting go, right? This is about relinquishing the emotional, psychological burdens, the roots of all of that, the causes of all of that, the chains, the bonds, all around that. And you'll notice even in the illustration, there's two and now there's one. Having faith in this process will also lead you here. This doesn't feel super easy, I gotta be honest. This feels like there's a lot of faith required here. For most people, there's a lot of faith required here, and it may feel very uneasy. It may feel very uneasy at times. But as long as you always come back to center and you always come back to faith and you always come back to your heart, right? You can't ever go wrong, even if it feels incredibly uncomfortable, right? The only time you really do yourself a disservice is when you stop listening here, right? When you stop honoring here, right? That's when you get taken out of your compass, and that's when things can start to go kind of awry, right? So this may be hard. It may be really hard for some people, but you can't go wrong doing that. This also feels very much like the forest. The all paths lead home. That feels like going into the forest. All right, now let's get a third card. Can I get a third card for the collective, please? Let's see. Ooh, I thought it was going to be the wolf, but it's the fox. Foxy fox. Spirit fox, trust your talents in changing times. Well, doesn't that just say it all? Trust yourself. Trust yourself, right? It's like basically what I was saying here, right? Have faith, trust yourself, trust your compass, trust your heart, trust what your own body even, trust your body wisdom, trust what your body's telling you, trust what your heart is telling you. Trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself. I thought there was an earthquake all of a sudden. I was like, I felt reverberation. But some interesting things have been happening to me since I've been on this little travel excursion. They said don't talk about it. Okay. I was just checking in that I could. Anyway, let's come back to Spirit Fox, because Fox is also very instinctual. They are very, very sensitive. They are technically also tricksters, right? But they're highly intelligent. They're highly intelligent and they move very swiftly and very fast. And when they sense danger, they immediately turn on the heel 180 and they're gone, right? That is kind of the energy that I'm getting here too. Like, this is why it is so important to be able to hear yourself, hear your own compass, know where your own compass is at, and to be very like rooted in that. Because I'm almost getting this feeling of like, can you sense the reverberation, right? Can you sense what's coming your way? Can you sense the shifts that are at play? Even in terms of other people. So this is like, a lot of stuff is like layered here, right? Because for a lot of people, letting go and let God, right? All of this, the relinquishing of emotional and psychological burdens and certain bonds and ties and beliefs and all of that stuff, that's like one whole deal, right? That probably has a lot of 3D connections. There's that, which can help you get into that forest energy, get into that place of really listening to your compass. But I'm also getting this like hypersensitivity and hypersensitivity to start like sensing the shifts that are about to take place even after the fact, right? Because something about this does feel, like I said with the forest, almost like kind of venturing into a dark forest, and it's like, where am I going? Am I going left? Am I going right? What is happening? What is taking place here? But there is a safety here, even if it's not immediate, right? There is a need to use your instincts to like sense where you might need to go, where you might need to be, who you might need to be dealing with. what moves you need to be making, like almost using a sixth sense to navigate. Okay. There's something else with the fox here. I'm just noticing the markings. I've like never noticed the markings on the fox before. It's actually very cool. I don't know if you guys can see all the markings here. The feathers, like the third eye and the crown are all marked up. The heart is all marked up. And oh, the tail is too. Interesting. The root is too. The root is too. It's interesting. I'm feeling the father energy with the markings. Some of you, there's a claiming of self that's happening with all of this. A claiming of self that's happening with all of this too. And for those where that applies, as you claim yourself, you get in that father energy too. You get in that father energy for yourself. And it feels very protected. Feels very protected. But it's all your own doing. It's very interesting. Okay. So we're almost an hour in from just doing a collective read, and we still got to do elements. So let's go ahead and get into elements, all right? Let's see. For the first time for weeks, I don't resonate with the collective yet, question mark. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Oh, congratulations, Divine Rose Garden. Congrats. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Just feeling some things out here for a minute. Okay, for the elements, we're going to start with these Star Codes Astro Oracle. Who are we doing first? Oh, we're doing fire? I didn't expect that. Okay. Watch water go last with the Scorpio moon and everything. Okay. All right. Hey, fire signs. All right, so we're going to start off with this. I'm also going to, you know what? I brought dice. I'm going to keep them on the table so I don't forget that they're there, because I do have a tendency to do that. Okay, let's keep them on the table. And then, yeah, then we'll get into it. Might use them at the end here. All right, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is gonna sound so weird. I feel like you're wet. And it's like the weirdest thing to say, and it's the weirdest thing to feel. Maybe you're getting out of a pool. I don't know. It's like you feel wet. Like your energy feels wet. Maybe you're dealing with a lot of water. It's very possible. I almost want to say like a wet blanket. It's like very strange. Like you feel soggy. Like what's going on, fire signs? You feel very spongy. What's going on? Are you taking too long in the bath? Are you pruny? Like what's happening? Aries, Leo, Sag. Any messages or insights for my fire signs for this week? Why do you feel this way? It's kind of weirding me out. Like as a channel, it's kind of weirding me out. Spongy. Fire signs. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Fire signs, I almost feel like you're holding, and it's almost like dampening you, weighing you down. Like maybe some of you feel like your weight has like gotten to a place where you don't like, and maybe you're feeling like just like not great. Something that the body feels really off is just what I'm gathering for my fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Some of you may feel even like kind of down in the dumps, like bluesy, maybe a little pouty. Even the term wet blanket that came through, right? It's like wet blanket is usually like, right, someone who's just like not feeling it, and is kind of like dense and kind of heavy. Yeah, fire signs, I feel like like you're dragging something around with you. And it feels emotional. It might not even be your shit. Okay. Might not even be your shit. Maybe it may even be someone around you that's like literally a wet blanket and maybe you feel straddled with them. I hate to say it like that, but that might be how you may be feeling for some of you. Aries, Leo, Sag. Any messages or insights for my fire signs for this week? Ooh. We got the moon with perception, 19, which is a cyclical energy. The moon is always very elusive, right? The moon can be the subconscious, emotions, intuition, psychic awareness, the feminine, cycles, secrets. Like it comes in a lot of flavors here. And I feel like this almost is the actual heaviness that you're carrying around with you right now. Something is weighing on you. Some of you are having a very hard time even discerning what it is. Like why you feel icky, why you don't feel like yourself. That's also what I'm gathering. Like you don't feel like yourself. Excuse me. I really want to say a good chunk of you, it's not yours. Like a good chunk of you, it's actually like something else that you're just picking up on or that you're being exposed to energetically and emotionally, which is why you're having a hard time figuring it out. But for those where it is yours, it just feels like a very uncomfortable truth that is just really in the forefront right now, but you're not wanting to acknowledge it. And I keep feeling like it's having an impact on you physically, like your physical vessel is impacted by this. Okay. Anything else for my fire signs? Actually, let me move the collective reading a little bit further up here. Just a little out of the way so I can have more spacey space. Okay, that's better. Okay. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag for this week. Interesting. We have solar flares coming out right behind it. Talk about polarity. We literally have moon and solar energy going on here. Feminine and masculine, right? Water and fire. So crazy. Okay. Solar flares with activate. I mean, I just feel like there is something just really in the forefront, really in your awareness, but in a way where it's like, it's just overwhelming to you. And I actually feel like solar flares is indicating the intensity of that. That's what I'm actually feeling. Because some of you where it is, the portion of you where this is your own stuff, you haven't even known that it's been there. And I don't think it's even been affecting you physically until now. Like something about the present moment is activating it to come to the forefront or putting your awareness on exactly what it is. But I feel like the body is taking a toll. I don't know if we have any solar flares this week. If we have any solar flares this week, you might be highly impacted more than normal, but I feel like it's all hiding behind the moon. Yeah, I do. I feel like it's all hiding behind the moon. And that's what happens, right? It's like when we ignore something or we have a really difficult time really seeing something for what it is, and our body starts to deal with it for us, right? Our body starts to take on the issue on our behalf. And I feel like that's what's happening here, but something has caused this to intensify recently. And it could just be the recent energies, but yeah, very interesting. Can I get a third card, please, for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. Is that like a spear or an arrow? I want to say they're showing me a spear. I wanted to say arrow at first, but no, it's way bigger than that. I want to say it's almost like a staff, but it has a little thing on the end of it. Why is a spear coming up? It feels very warrior-like. I actually think it's in relation to Sag more than Aries and Leo. I do. Yeah, I do. I feel like this is more for Saggies than the other two. What does spirit even represent? Because I feel like it's almost it's support. The spear is acting as support, whatever the spear means, like metaphorically, symbolically. There's like such a gripping to the spear that I think is actually helpful. I do have a phone. Let's just look it up real quick and we'll get back to it. I feel like it's like very masculine, very phallic kind of energy coming off the spear. Let's see. I'm sure there's a lot of different meanings for the spear. Yeah, inner strength, power, conflict. Yeah, okay. So, oh, them showing me the spear, I feel like is really just coming through as a symbol of like really gathering your energy reserves, to really find that place of strength, really within yourself, to overcome this drudgery that wants to come through, to overcome this energy. Because again, some of you, this is not you. Some of you, this is other people's shit that like you need to realize you've taken on, or that it's impacting your body and you need to do something about it. But that's you gathering your own energy reserves to do so, right? But if it is yours, it's also gathering the courage and the strength to look at it in the face head on. It feels a little bit like Five of Wands within the self, going on there. Can I get a third card and then we'll move on to a new deck? Can I get a third card, please? Am I taking this one? Oh, well. Wow. First house with arrival. First house is the beginning. It's also the self, right? The sense of identity. Yeah. Okay. I feel like it's really just emphasizing how much like confronting this is really an act of sorry, I thought I saw smoke. It's a weird, that's a weird psychic thing to be happening. Anyway, sorry. I feel like the first house coming out here is really just emphasizing how much like this is needed for the sense of self, okay? How much this is needed for you. And some of you, this could actually lead to a new beginning for the self as well, especially if this is like some really old stuff of your own that has only been activated recently for you to really deal with, okay? Or brought to the forefront recently for you to deal with. I just keep hearing catalyst with that. Like something has actually occurred to bring this into the forefront or to intensify the impact it has on you. This is gonna be an interesting reading. All right, let's go and get into some of the animals. Put in my fire signs. Using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Okay. Can I get a card for the moon, please, for my fire signs? Tell me about the moon. For my fire signs. Tell me about the moon. They're showing me Queen of Cups. Okay, Queen of Cups is very intuitive and very empathic. So like I said, some of y'all are spongy empaths, okay, who've been absorbing some shit. All right, so just be mindful if that's the case. You could also be dealing with a Cancer. Could have Cancer in chart with a reference of the Queen of Cups. Some of you could even be dealing with a Queen of Cups figure, which is a mother figure, okay? Someone who just like is a mother or just carries that energy. Could even be yourself, right? Oh, feels very like the more I'm getting to the Queen of Cups energy, it feels very soothing. It feels very soothing. Okay, so okay, getting a little bit deeper here. Fire signs, regardless of if this is your own stuff or not, but particularly if it is your own stuff, honoring the Queen of Cups energy, dealing with other a Queen of Cups person, I almost want to say like get vulnerable. Allow is going to help a lot. Is going to help a lot. I feel like actually this came through in the Leo reading that I did. I don't remember it totally, but I'm getting just like, just similar feelings. But I am getting that with the moon here. Yeah. Not to sound cheesy, but like let vulnerability happen, let compassion happen, even if you're just doing it for yourself, right? Wonder how much the Cancer Leo Mars retrograde is impacting this. Oh, I think highly, and I haven't like visited the astrology in a bit. I kept meaning to, just I haven't been in the right space to. But yeah, I mean, how could it not? How could it not? The Mars Cancer placement has been like super influential, even with the moon cycles, right? It's part of the grand water trines from the new moon Libra and for the new moon Scorpio. Like, how could it not? Anyway, sorry, coming back. But yeah, not to sound cheesy, fire signs, but get vulnerable. Let vulnerability happen. Let love happen. Let compassion happen, even if you're just doing it for yourself. Some of you may be dealing with mother wounds as well, or wounding around the feminine. But yeah, that's just something that's coming through pretty strong. Can I get a card for the moon, please, for my fire signs? And if you do want to go to somebody, this is actually a really great time with this new moon in particular to actually seek out professional help, like a therapist, right? Or, you know, if you're dealing with other matters like lawyer, financial advisors, things like that, like this is actually a good time to consult professionals on anything that you need some assistance on. So if it's emotional, a therapist might actually be a good thing to seek out around this time. Okay. Can I get a card for the moon, please? We got 2. Oh, the wolf came out. I was waiting for that wolf to come out. Wow, we have camel and wolf. Camel feels really weird here. Camel feels like a wall. I'm not liking the camel vibes here. Camel is normally a resourceful energy. It's a resourceful medicine. It feels, I'm actually getting strong like Virgo Aries off of this right now, to be honest with you. So it's even more for the Aries group, not necessarily. But yeah, it's a survival card sometimes, but it is about resilience and resourcefulness. But I feel like it's just like a block. I feel like it's just like a wall of dense, almost like no life kind of energy to the camel. Almost like it's between the moon and the wolf is how it's feeling to me. Like it's between the emotional flow of that Queen of Cups energy that's trying to come through that will help in this situation, because it will help you to like release what's not yours for those who are absorbing other people's stuff, but it'll also help you to really acknowledge and find some soothing with your own stuff that's now like rearing its head in your body, okay? But the wolf on the other side, I feel like the wolf is you. I don't feel like the wolf is you. The wolf is about taking on a role within a community. Sometimes it can also be about like a mentor student kind of an energy. And sometimes it's about the medicine of the rogue wolf, right? Where we are kind of like on our solo journeys, kind of Saturnian. I'm getting like a Saturn return energy for some of you here. Actually, it's starting to feel very Saturnian. I'm starting to think that I'm starting to think the rogue wolf applies to a lot of you here. But rogue wolf medicine is about being on your own so you can grow and you can learn and you can evolve and you can return to the community or return to society or to other people or just start to formulate new relationships where you can utilize what you've learned, right? I feel like the wolf energy within you, fire signs, however, you know, whoever's resonating with this, it's dominating. I almost want to say the wolf is like too strong in you. It's like, when I sound very like Yoda-y, the wolf is too strong in you, young one. It is. It's very strong. It's very adamant. I want to say too firm, even. Almost like you're holding too strong to the wolf. I feel like the wolf is representing like this idea you have about yourself that you're very attached to. Some of you, it's about being the rogue wolf and you're highly attached to that. Some of you have found a sense of confidence or strength in a specific identity as the wolf, okay? Most of you, again, this feels like a rogue wolf sort of a identity. Others of you, it's an alpha thing, okay? Others of you, it's like a alpha identity of like, I am this particular role in this particular group, in this particular setting, in this particular work environment, family environment, whatever. This is my role. And this has to be my role. Like this feels very much like the Leo reading that I did. Like adhering to it like very rigidly. But it's time to it's time to let loose on that, okay? It's time to allow yourself to be something else. It's time to allow yourself to also acknowledge the toll that's been taking on you emotionally. Okay? Okay, let's move on to solar flares. I'm very curious because solar flares, to me, like I said, it feels like it's a catalyst that's like bringing this to the forefront or intensifying this for you, right? Whether it's like how much you've absorbed from other people or how much of your own stuff you're ignoring here, okay? Especially as it pertains to holding on to being the wolf so hard, all right? Tell me about solar flares, my fire signs. Not what I expected, but okay. We have Beaver coming out for my fire signs with solar flares. Beaver is like a Taurus Virgo kind of energy. Beaver is all about consistent effort. Consistency, consistency, consistency. I feel like this is actually interrupted. That's how this is feeling to me. However, you've been maintaining the wolf identity, right, if you will. You've been doing it very consistently, and I almost want to say routine is tied to that for you. Routine or like something involving work is very much tied to you being the wolf in the way that you are the wolf. And I feel like the beaver is actually what's interrupted here. So somehow your routine is getting flustered, or maybe something is happening at work, or however you've been able to like have consistency in whatever way that is disrupted. That is getting disrupted. Feels a little bit like a tower. I'm gonna get another card for this. Can I get another card, please, to go with the beaver? Tell me about the beaver. Tell me why the beaver is here with solar flares for my fire signs. We're doing fire, which is still first. Cheetah, that's masculine energy. That's literally the yang in this deck. And cheetah to me is always very 8 of wands. Yeah, I feel like the cheetah is disrupting the beaver because beaver is consistent, controlled effort. There's something very controlled here about the way you've been the wolf. You've had a handle on it. You've been in the driver's seat. You haven't allowed anyone to throw you off of that, out of that sense of identity, out of that role, routine, whatever. That position for some of you, cheetah is going to throw it off. Cheetah can like symbolize movement, almost like a night energy, like someone coming in on a horse, essentially, metaphorically speaking, to maybe say something to you. It could be a force out of your control as the cheetah that's throwing you off. Could even be someone who's very masculine, but the disruption is cheetah. That's the disruption. It's cheetah, and it's coming in fast. Cheetah is very fast. All right. Oh, I almost want to get another card. We're going to do tarot, so I know we're going to get more specific. We'll come back to it. We'll come back. I'm so curious though. Let's get to first house. Identity, right? Now the identity portion is making sense now that we have wolf out here. Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way, if you're in here and you are liking it. Can I get a card for first house for my fire signs? Woo! It's a lot to look at. Oh, fire signs. We have shark and scorpion. Oh my, I know, right? No, we are starting with fire. We took some time for the collective read. Yeah, so fire is first for this week. Let's see. Sorry guys, channeling and cards. Oh, thank you, Marcy. Thank you. So Scorpion is usually a card of holding on to shit. Okay, hold on to grievances. That's usually what the Scorpion card is about. And the Shark card is this perception of threat. So I think this is really honing in on what I was already getting for you, fire signs. Your position, identity as the wolf is feeling threatened. Feeling threatened, and you don't want to let it go. Evolution's part of life. Change is part of life. I get it. This identity as the wolf has probably helped you a lot. And I do feel like it's brought you a sense of confidence about yourself and a sense of knowing of who you are. But change is the only predictable thing in life, right? And we do have to grow and evolve. We can't always stay the same for our whole lives. We can't. Even if we like really enjoy where we're at, we can still grow and we can still be open, right? But that's what I'm getting here, especially with the first house being a sense of identity. Your sense of identity and your role that you've been very comfortable with is under threat and you don't like it. But I really feel like that's just because whatever the wolf has given you I feel like it's given you, for some of you, it's giving you an escape from your own emotional stuff. It's like almost giving you license to bypass some things emotionally. Some people may see this as spiritual bypassing, especially if like your role has been very spiritually oriented, or you're like, or you do something in the spiritual community, right? But it's time. It's time. Let's get into tarot, okay? So the new energy is the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Embodying that for the self, or even allowing someone who has that kind of Queen of Cups energy to like let them in a little bit, right? Because like with the wolf and camel, it feels very much like I've got a hold on this. I've got the walls up. I'm in the driver's seat and I will not be moved. I will not be moved. I will not be moved. And I keep feeling with the wolf, like, especially for those where you've been evading your own stuff, it's like allowed you to do that. It's almost been like taking on that role has been like an escapism sort of a thing from yourself, which happens, right? Definitely happens. All right, let's do this. Using Rider-Waite. One more shuffle. All right, tell me about Moon, Camel, and Wolf for my fire signs. So of all the signs, I have a feeling Saggy is probably going to be dealing with this the best. I feel like Leos might have a harder time with this because this is about change, right? So mutable signs would just deal better, right, with being adaptable. Well, fixed signs, not so much. Okay, Four of Swords. Interesting. So that's the first card out here. Four of Swords is usually a card of recovery. It's kind of that forest energy that I was getting before, right? Have you really been in Four of Swords? I actually don't think you have been. I think you might be resisting the Four of Swords. I'm hearing yes, 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 yes. Going into the Four of Swords, I think is going to make you face a lot of this stuff. Okay? Make you face the moon. Make you be honest about the Queen of Cups energy that's lacking within you or in your life. Making you face the rigidity around attaching so hard to the wolf energy or the wolf identity. Yeah, you're avoiding the Four of Swords. Some of you may be trying to keep yourselves busy as well. Yeah, I'm hearing yes. Tell me more. Seeing a Seven of Wands. It's not out here, but I'm seeing it. Seven of Wands is going to start coming out a lot more, just so you guys know, because that is Mars Leo energy, which Mars is moving into Leo really soon. Okay. Tell me more about the Moon, Camel, and Wolf for my fire signs. I knew it. Ah! Devil. Oh, fire signs. I just want to say, let go. Let go. Let go and let someone hold your hand through the process. I think that's what the fire signs need. Any fire signs resonating with this, that's what my fire signs need. You need a watery person, a Queen of Cups person who can hold your hand through this letting go process, okay? Four of Swords and the Devil. This is why you're avoiding the Four of Swords, because you're going to find the devil there. You're going to find the Ace of Swords, which did come up a little bit earlier in the channeling, right? Going in the Four of Swords, that's what we do. We reflect on the three to find the ace, and the ace is the devil. It's the clarity on the devil, which is emotional for you, and you also attaching so strongly to this sense of identity. Okay? Oh, all right, let's get another. Bitter. I'm hearing the word bitter. Something else that might come up for you when you go in the Four of Swords, because you kind of have to go in the Four of Swords to deal with this. When you go into the Four of Swords, some of you may reflect as well on old fights, like old Five of Wands, like conflicts that have happened, and like where certain things were said. I'm hearing bitter words. I don't know if you said something bitter to somebody or someone said something I want to say it left a bitter taste in your mouth. That you said something or someone said something to you. But bitter words are coming through. If you received these words, there might have been some like, well, maybe some venomous words in there. How do you go in the Four of Swords? Four of Swords is taking space for yourself, for self-care, right? So Four of Swords is like a spa day where it's just about you. It's like a weekend in your cozy PJs, in bed with your tea and your journal and your music and your comfort food. It's sleeping, it's resting, it's taking care of yourself, it's meditating. Like it's saying, I need to remove myself from the world for a little bit because I need to do self-care, right? Okay. Can I get a third card, please, for Moon, Camel, and Wolf? Can I get a third card, please, for Moon, Camel, and Wolf? Well, the Hermit, not too shocking there. Hermit is the major to the minor of the Four Swords, right? So I don't know if it's every major. That's something I've actually been wanting to sit with. But most majors have a minor arcana card that they are associated with, that they're connected to. It's the same energy, right? So when they come out, it's as above, so below, right? So this isn't just like a small thing here, fire signs. It's not just like a superficial, I just need a day off. It's like, no, your soul needs this. Okay. This is a big deal. All right. This is a big deal for you. The Hermit always finds the star, always follows the star. The Hermit goes into the metaphorical hermity cave, right, to seek out truth, to shine light on the devil that you've been ignoring. Okay. All right, let's move on to solar flares, beaver, and cheetah. If we don't get the tower, I'm going to be surprised. Okay. Tell me about solar flares. Oh, Bubby. Tell me about solar flares, beaver, and cheetah. Oh, Lord. It's just fire signs, man. You're having a week. You're having a week, fire signs. 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. That Ace of Swords that I keep referencing, I get it. It's hard. It's a really hard truth to look at. It's a really, really hard truth to acknowledge. Okay. And that's what I feel. It just, it feels like getting hit with a Mack truck, but in the form of truth with the 9 and the 10 of Swords. And remember, this is all in relation to you being disrupted in the way that you have been comfortable as this wolf and however you've been maintaining the wolf, right? The ways you've been doing it, or you're not going to be able to do it anymore. All right. And that's the thing too. I feel like a part of you, a nugget of you, like kind of already knows this. And I feel like the more you put it off, I feel like a tower is going to hit you. Like, I don't want to like put anything on you. It's just like how it feels because it's time. Right. And even before we got into the cards, like that's how it was feeling, where it's like, this has been happening, but for some reason you're really only like being highly affected by it now. Right. Like even on a physical sense, you're being affected by it now. So you've known this. So some piece of you has known this, that it can't continue. You can't continue this way. All right. Oh, interesting. Look what's on the bottom. Cuppy cups. Just being a little vulnerable and compassionate and loving with yourself, or allowing someone to be that for you through this is like, it's going to make a night and day difference for you, fire signs. Can I get a third card, please, for solar flares, beaver, and cheetah? Interesting. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is Aries energy. Queen of Wands is also known as the mystic or the witch, right? She's very attractive. She's very confident. She can pull and magnetize to anything, right? She's a little bit of a magician in her own right. Why? Okay. Okay. I feel like this is almost representing your confidence. Again, attaching to this identity for you has given you a sense of confidence to stand on. And it almost feels, and that's why I think this is feeling like such a threat to you and why you're feeling so strongly about it, or why you're having such a strong, like almost visceral reaction. Because if you are no longer the wolf in this way, who are you? Definitely is feeling like an identity thing, right? Who are you? And how do you feel confident? If your source of confidence, the way you have felt confident, is no longer a thing. It almost feels like your Queen of Wands energy is feeling backstabbed by all of this, is like what it's feeling like. Yeah. This is how you have felt powerful. This is how you have felt powerful. I get it. It's a tough pill to swallow. It doesn't mean you're not powerful. It doesn't mean that that you shouldn't feel confident, right? If anything, it's probably showing you how it's actually been giving you a false sense of confidence, or confidence that's like not deeply rooted in something that like can't ever be taken from you, right? And it happens. It happens. All right, now let's look at the threat. Okay, this is definitely you feeling under threat here about all of this. Whew. Okay. Tell me about first house, Shark and Scorpion for fire signs. Tell me about first house, Shark and Scorpion for fire signs. Okay. Definitely think this is you. King of Swords. King of Swords is the master of air, right? It's Aquarius energy. It's air on top of air. King of Swords is a strategist, very intellectual, very, very strategic, okay? Sometimes can also be very like cold and kind of guarded, but that's because they have a very detached way of looking at things and handling things. I feel like this is you in defense mode. It's like is being the King of Swords, right? Trying to like really maintain the sense of authority. Almost, yeah, I'm getting like thou shall not pass. Like, yeah, territorial, almost territorial. Tell me more about first house, Shark and Scorpion. Judgment. Fire signs. Here's the thing. I totally get why you feel this way. Totally get why you're having this reaction. This is not just a 3D thing. This is not a superficial thing, like I said before. When judgment comes out, spirit means business, okay? Spirit means business. And I gotta be honest, I kind of feel like you're pouting at spirit, almost in a way. Like you're pouting at the universe. Not even pouting, it's also like starting to feel kind of angry here. Like you're standing firm in front of the universe and saying no. The universe is the universe. Spirit is spirit. When something ain't okay, it ain't okay. When something is shifting, it's shifting. Like, right? It's like if there's an earthquake, you don't have control over that. Right? Right? That's how this is feeling to me. Like almost like as the King of Swords, you're resisting judgment. You're looking at judgment and you're saying no. And judgment's going, excuse me? It's kind of like what it's honestly is how it's feeling. Again, I get it, but judgment is having its day with you. I know it doesn't feel good. I know that's really rough. It's time. Like there's no ands, ifs, or buts about this. It's time. It's time to see this truth. And as the King of Swords, you are holding that sword of truth. You know what the truth is, right? You know what the truth is. You know how much it hurts. You know how uncomfortable it is. And you know how much it's pissing you off, but you can't ignore the fact that you know the truth because you're holding it in your hand, right? You're holding it in your hand. And your best course of action here is to take the truth that you know and honor it. Honor it. Find a way to accept it that in a way that brings you peace, in a way that you can navigate it for your highest good. Judgment's here. There's no loophole around judgment. Okay, let's get another card. So nervous for you, fire signs. Tell me about judgment. Tell me about judgment for my fire signs. And I hate to say that like this too, it feels like you're even, 7 of Wands at the bottom, that you're even just resisting the energy of love, to be honest. And vulnerability, right? Can I get a card for judgment for my fire signs? Come on, come here. 7 of Cups. Speaking honestly, I feel like the 7 of Cups doesn't even need to be here. It almost feels like dust getting kicked up, right? Like that's how it's feeling. Not from like a storm, but from like resistance. When we resist, we make things more confusing, right? It's like because we know what the truth is, and like the truth is right there, but like we're not acknowledging it. So what are we doing? We're like trying to find another way. We're trying to hold on to things. It's like then we just add things to the mix that like shouldn't even be there as far as like options go or thoughts go. And it's just going to make things harder. It's just going to make things harder. I also feel like judgment is bringing your attention again, mostly to the emotional stuff that, you know, coming back full circle here. Judgment is highlighting the emotional things here that you haven't dealt with or that you've absorbed from other people that has enabled you to hold on so tightly to this sense of identity. This is a very specific message. Some of you have really prided yourself on what you do for other people. Yeah, on what you do for other people. Like so much so that like that has become your identity, or that is your identity. Like what you do for others, your role in other people's lives. But that's not who you are. That's just what you do, right? That's just what you do. That's not who you are. And that's kind of, I get it. That's like a very sobering and kind of like rude awakening. And some of you that probably has started, that actually probably came from a very unhealthy place, okay? Maybe some of you were parentified as kids. Maybe some of you have dealt with very like codependent narky relationships that just kind of developed as like a way of being, right? Because that's putting your value and sense of worth on other people, really dependent on other people, on being a role for another person. Yeah, Spirit's making things very clear for you. And it's just a matter of how much are you willing to acknowledge the truth and then work with the truth. That's really what I'm getting here. Don't make this harder than it has to be. I know that it's very difficult, and I know it's devastating on a psychological level, but it actually can be very healing and very liberating for you if you let it, okay? All right, let's move on. Oh, these readings are long today. I'm looking at the time like, oh shit. I mean, I knew they were going to be longer, but we were really in that one, weren't we? Okay. Whew. Whew. All right. Who's next? What, Bubby? No, it's okay. It's okay. What? What you need? Huh? What you want? He might want food. He always wants food. Okay. Oh, I forgot dice. I'm sorry, my bad. This is why I put them on the table, because I knew I'd forget. Okay, fire sign dice. That's my bad. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So we have Libra. We have 8. North Node? Yeah, North Node. Okay. Very interesting. So we have, oh, is it going to focus? Please focus. Focus. North Node. Okay. North Node, Libra, and 8. All right. Some of you could be have Libra in the 8th house, or North Node Libra, or you could be a fire sign, North Node, could be dealing with a Libra. I don't know if I mentioned that. 8th house is the house of Scorpio, right? So kind of not too surprising. Some of you guys could be Aries risings as well. But these are just kind of significant things that are coming through for my fire signs. And even just sitting with these for a minute, For my fire signs, oh, I definitely see that pressure from the eight, right? I see that pressure from the eighth house, but on the impact of like a Libra North Node kind of a connection, yeah, I can feel that confrontation that we got in the reading. It feels like a confrontation of Libra, actually, like a confrontation of balance, a confrontation of love, almost a confrontation of how to really have balance and really how to have harmony, right? And it is actually by allowing people in, right? Allowing beauty in, allowing a little bit of Venus in. Because a lot of what came up in the reading was very masculine, like very, very masculine. And that's what feels like is changing here. Especially for those who have like your North Node is activated at this time, meaning in a very, in a sign that's very active, right? So like if your North Node is in Scorpio, or even like Cancer or Pisces, because we have the Grand Water Trine, right? So you have like a water North Node, Aries or Libra North Node, late degree Cappy, early degree Aquarius North Node. That's like all getting really activated right now, which also means that like your sense of destiny, Dharma, is also being activated, which is going to require you to like to rise to the occasion, essentially. But I just feel pressure with the eight. I feel a lot of pressure to give into Libra with the dice here. And if you're dealing with a Libra, they could actually be your Queen of Cups like energy. Okay. Okay. Now let's move on. Air, earth, or water. All right, we're going to go with air. We're going to go with air. Oh, he was chewing on something. Okay, sorry. All right, so air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Here's the thing with you air signs. You feel very earthy. You feel very earthy, which is so not you, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. It's just interesting. It's just an interesting vibe for my air signs to be in. Any messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so there's a few things coming in here. Air signs, some of you are feeling a sting. Is like it was coming through like that, like a sting. And that does feel relational. It does feel in relationship to other people. It could be the way you've been treated or like maybe a conversation that's taken place, but I feel it's like you feel stung by someone or a situation that feels like it's social. So that just wanted to be mentioned. But the earthy energy, I want to come back to the earthiness. You could be really focused on the earthly plane, like health, money, work, finances, that sort of deal. You could even be spending a lot of time in nature. Oh, thank you, Joe Healy. Thank you so much. Appreciate the little fox too. It's very cute. Thank you. I would like it, but like it, but I can't see where I can, unfortunately. Anyway, let's come back. Air signs. The earthy energy is just so bizarre for you. I do feel like you are actually taking some time for yourself like right now, especially for those who are feeling the sting, if you were recently stung by someone or something. You could definitely be taking some time for yourself. I think that's why you do feel so earthy. I do feel like you are spending some time grounding here, okay? Like I'm getting a lot of quiet time. Like not a lot of talking going on, which is not very you either. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, I can't get away from this feeling of being stung. I can't get away from that. Maybe you were stung by a bee, I don't know. But I can't get away from this feeling of like the emotional sting. What happened? What happened, air signs? What happened? Obviously, that's not for all of you, but something happened. All right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm hearing taking it slow, taking it slow, taking it slow. It almost has this feeling of like you know, like when you like are trying to get into a body of water, and sometimes it's like a lot of people, they like tiptoe, get up to their ankles, okay, get up to their knees. Like I feel it, and that's what I'm feeling. Like you're going through, like you're about to go through some sort of like transition, but very slowly. Like you want to like slowly acclimate yourself to some sort of transition. Like one day at a time, one thing at a time. Okay. Definitely feeling lifestyle choices there. So some of you guys could be going on this is like a lot of like dieting stuff coming up. Some of you guys could be like shifting your diet, shifting your workout routine, but like one little thing at a time. So it's like not a shock to the system. Yeah, you are. You're making changes, but you're being gentle with yourself, which is good. And at the same time, I still feel this like emotional stinging that is like just prevalent. Okay. Maybe you're doing this because of the emotional sting as well. And maybe you know these are changes you need to make. Got stung by a Scorpio recently. Oh, ouch. Sorry, I know sometimes that hurts. I know sometimes we can really go there. And some Scorpios definitely abuse it. Not all Scorpios do though. Like I want to put that out there for those who like have had bad Scorpio experiences. We don't all do that like willy-nilly, okay? We really don't. I was the stinger. I felt bad. Oh. We don't have any cards. Oh, as I said, we don't have any cards out yet. We have an air card. Gemini with cross-pollinate and the energy of 3. I'm definitely getting friendship vibe. But I feel like you're actually like solo. So maybe that's also what you're doing very slowly. Maybe you are very slowly getting into a new friendship or trying to get into new environments where maybe you can formulate new friendships. It still feels very, 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 very slow. Very, very slow. Like, and it's weird because Gemini is like fast, but this feels very, very, very slow. Okay. I keep feeling friendship, but some of you, the guys, this actually could be like researching a skill or getting like going to a class or taking courses, but you're like pacing yourself. So maybe you're taking a self-paced course. Yeah, there's just the main theme here is like pacing yourself, pacing yourself, pacing yourself, pacing yourself. But I can feel it. You're allowing yourself to get into something new. Okay. Has Earth been done yet? No. It's interesting too that they're bees, right? And we kept getting sting, right? Scorpio tried to sting me, but basically stung themselves right out of my life forever. I'm sure we could do a whole video on Scorpio stings. I could probably do that for every sign, honestly. Actually, that could be kind of fun. Maybe one day. Anyway, any other messages or insights for my air signs? For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, I feel like you're very aware that you could overwhelm yourself very easily, so you're making sure you don't do that. Because I also just got, for some of you, there's like formulating ideas that are happening too. But yeah, I can feel it. You're trying to go very slow. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. Maybe you have a tendency to overdo. Or maybe this is like, whatever this is so foreign to you that you know there's a lot to like learn along the way, especially if it's like a course or a skill. If it's about like new friendships or things like that, maybe you're implementing like new tools, right? Like new social tools or just things you've learned about yourself along the way. Maybe you're trying to like do this right or do it different is how I should say. Do it different than you have in the past. Any messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Tried to trap and dominate an Aquarius, so that's a no-no. Aquas and Scorpios are interesting. Again, could do a whole video on that. Anyway, let's come back. Any messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh my. Okay, so it's interesting, right? Because there's all this emphasis that I keep feeling of like, take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. Sag. With expand. Even just having these two out together, the polarity of Gemini and Sag, that's literally like, What? What, buddy? What is it? Oh, he wants food. Okay, let me feed him really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay. Did you hear him? He was like, okay, I should just be like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Come on, Bubs. Come on. Come on. Mama's doing it. Okay. All right. All right, we're back. Sorry. Cat mom things. My cat is like, what the fuck is there? Yeah, he was like, you're not continuing without feeding me. Anyway, let's come back, air signs. So having Gemini and Sagittarius here in Sagittarius is really speaking to like a full spectrum of polarity when it comes to learning and when it comes to social experiences and trying new things and getting involved in things. And that's like, especially for my Geminis, right, who are obviously an air sign, that's your comfort zone. But also what it speaks to is partnership because they are the polarity, right? So they are the 1/7s of each other. So like your Gemini rising Sag is basically like your seventh house, right? So just speaking to that as well, which I was kind of getting where it's like, especially on the friendship front of, trying to do it different, but pacing and pacing and pacing. The Sagittarius component is also telling me that, you are pacing whatever this is because it could become very overwhelming or it could pick up speed really quickly for you, and it almost would like you might struggle with like keeping the reins on things or keeping things on track without like the train going off the rails is kind of what I'm getting here. Okay, let's see. All right, let's get another card. Why do people betray Aquarius so much when all we want to do is help humanity? We might have a live. If I'm not doing anything on Halloween, I might go live on Halloween. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. To like just have fun talking about all these interesting scenarios of why does this sign do this to this sign, or why do people treat this sign this way? Because it really is based off of like your entire chart. It's not just like a one sign kind of a thing, right? But the other thing is free will, right? Astrology is great, but also like humans are humans and sometimes humans are crappy. And that also comes down to just that too. But maybe we'll do a live one day on that because that would be fun. Anyway, let's get a third card for our signs here. Oh, yeah, air signs. Now we have Ceres coming out with Nurture, which I believe Ceres is still in Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to start getting a little repetitive, but I feel like air signs, you are trying out something new, whether it's a new approach, a new skill, a new environment, new going about relationships in a different way, but you're really wanting to take it slow because you do like you're aware of like how vital it is to pace yourself so that things stay on track. Okay. And some of you, this is definitely about a new relationship, but I'm feeling more friendship than anything here. Okay. And I feel like you're really applying what you've learned. Actually, I do feel that. Yeah, you're applying what you've learned about yourself and about what works for you and doesn't work for you and mistakes you've made in the past, which is like great, right? That's how we live life. That's how we evolve, right? We learn and we apply the lessons. All right, let's get some animals out here for my air signs. Like I can still feel all the like Scorpio chatter from earlier, and I feel like I'm hearing some of your inner dialogues. Oh, I'm just like just pushing that out of my awareness. Okay, can I get a card for Gemini, please, for air signs? Oh, good Lord. there's like, I feel like you're experiencing a lot of pressure here, air signs, to take things really fast or for things to move very fast. Cheetah coming out. Cheetah also came out for fire signs. Cheetah's Eight of Wands energy. It's yang energy. It's masculine. I feel like you are sensing a pressure to take things very fast, but you don't want to. And I also don't think you should. I feel like there's wisdom here in not taking things fast, not allowing things, we even have octopus at the bottom, not allowing things to go fast. Can I get another card for Gemini, please? Nothing wrong with being excited. It's interesting too, because that sting was very present, right? And like, we don't have any of it showing up in the cards. We'll see if it does. Okay, air signs, there is something like emotional happening here that feels touching. We don't have the cards. It's just something that I was feeling with this other card that came out. Nightingale. Nightingale is a communication card. It's a throat chakra card. It's about speaking, communicating, even like singing, right? Which is very much your bread and butter. And again, I felt like you were like not doing any of that. So here's the thing that I'm feeling that's like kind of emotionally touching. I feel like there is a yearning that you have here, air signs, right? For this newness, whatever this newness is for you, and however you're navigating it, you do have a yearning for it, okay? And I'm feeling that through the Nightingale. And while this is a throat card, I'm feeling the heart, which is like right behind the throat. And like they have to work together actually, right? Because we gain the air from the heart and then it comes out through sound through our throats. So the yearning is there. The yearning is very there. And I feel like it's very potent, but I feel like you're trying really hard to not. It's almost like you're suppressing your own yearning for your own good. I think that's how you're looking at it, which is why the pacing is so important to you. You want very much whatever this is that you're pacing, but there's a reason. Oh, sorry, I got cut off. But I think the sting that I was feeling is the sting of the past. And the past has taught you, right? The past has taught you, I can't take this fast. I gotta take this slow. That's what the past has taught you, even though like everything in you is like almost bursting. But the sting is still there. The sting is still there. Some of you, there's also some of you where there's another person involved in this, like if this is like a new relationship or a friendship. Some of you, this is actually a getting reacquainted with a friendship is also what I'm seeing here. I feel like if that's the case, some of you, the other person is really using their voice quite a lot with you. Like they're being very vocal, and I think you're feeling the pressure of it. But it's very genuine. Like it's coming from a very genuine place. Okay, let's get into Sag. Tell me about Sagittarius for my air signs. Butterfly. Again, whatever this newness is, you want it, you like it, it has you excited. The sting of the past is the only thing that's telling you I need to pace this, which again, I don't think is bad. I really don't. I think taking it slow is probably really good for you, especially if you've never done that before. If you've never tried that tactic of pacing yourself and finding your rhythm, it probably will do you good to try it, right? But butterfly with Sag, that's just like freedom on top of freedom and feeling very lighthearted in all of it, right? And just like kind of running with it and just kind of letting yourself feel the wildness of just going at the pace that is instinctual to you, which is not slow. I still think it could be good to go slow. I really think there's wisdom in that. I really do. I really think there's wisdom in it. Because even if you're pacing yourself with something that's really good, like, how do I want to say? Yeah, they're referencing the train. Like, it's going to keep the train on the tracks. It's going to help all of it to feel more, like, harmonious. And in a way, you could even enjoy it more, right? When you're not just, like being taken for the ride, so to speak. Bring another card out here. Okay. Could I get another card, please? With butterfly and Sagittarius. There's the sting. There it is. Starfish and frog. Very interesting combination to come out with butterfly. Because starfish is a card of beauty. It's a card of magnetism, attraction, right? Going along with all of this. And again, it's like you already know you want it. You already are starting to invest in it. You're just doing it at a pace, right? But what you want wants you is also how that wants to be said. What you want wants you, which is also why it's working. But then we get that. The frog. Take your pacing with this, because the other thing is that sting that's still with you, it's still hurting you, right? So the other reason to pace is also to get to a point of your own healing with the sting so that you can actually enjoy it to its fullest, this new experience that's here for you. Because this is also indicating the sting is taking place in your heart. Like it's taking space up in your heart is what I meant to say. It's taking up space, right? Where you could be experiencing a lot of joy, you keep feeling the sting. So take the lessons from the past for what they were, because obviously the lessons are helping you, right? Lessons are definitely helping you. But if you keep allowing yourself to just feel the sting, like how can you experience the full joy that could be had here, right? So yes, while you're still healing, pace yourself. While you're still healing, pace yourself. Just want to make that clear. All right, let's get into series. Any messages or insights from my air signs for series? Oh, good Lord, really? I think the Scorpion card is going to come out for everybody. We have Firefly, Scorpion, and Hawk. Hawk is very cool to have here, because Hawk is basically spirit going, we got you. Hawk is spirit coming in to say, just follow our lead. We're looking out for you. We're trying to guide you in the right way here, right? So spirit's just here saying, we got your back, right? So that's why Hawk is here. But Firefly and Scorpion, I can feel the inner conflict here. Scorpion is definitely the holding on to the sting, right? But Firefly is being excited. Firefly is being inspired and having this burst of energy. Again, I still think it's good to pace until you've dealt with the sting. Okay? And once you've dealt with the sting, I think you'll be in a much better emotional space to navigate this in the way that really does suit you best. Whether it's fast, slow, somewhere in between. But Firefly, while it is a inspired energy, and it usually says act now, I feel like it actually represents your excitement for this. I do. I feel like you are genuinely excited about whatever this newness is for you. But I almost want to say, don't let the sting ruin it. Don't let the sting ruin it. Don't let the sting cause you to not even be excited. Don't let the sting damper that passion and light that you have for what this new thing is, okay? Don't let it. It's not worth it. So deal with the sting as soon as you can. All right? Because it just seems to be getting in the way, honestly. It really does. It seems to be getting in your way here, air signs. All right, let's get some tarot out here. I'm so curious about the nightingale with the cheetah, especially for those of you where this is a person that you're dealing with, because it feels very genuine. No, don't block the sting. Deal with the sting. Deal with the sting, right? Soothe the sting. Heal the sting. Yes, yes. Don't block it out, because that just means it's there, and you're just trying not to act like it's there, because it's there, right? Tell me about Gemini, Cheetah, and Nightingale for the air signs. Okay. Chariot, right? So forward movement. Oh, thank you, Rockin' Robin. Appreciate you. Appreciate the $10. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Chariot, Cancer energy. This is a card of movement, right? It's also a card of victory, but it is about the forward movement, which we already knew that you were experiencing. We already knew that, right? Fast, slow, anywhere in between. Again, I feel like you're pacing yourself because you've been stung before, okay? Yeah, Interesting. With the Two of Wands. So before slowly venturing into the water of the unknown, right? Before slowly allowing yourself to test out this new, whatever this new is, you may have been stuck. You may have been very, very stickety stuck about even deciding what to do with this newness at all. Okay? Feeling very uncomfortable, feeling the sting, feeling like you wanted it, but you don't know. Is it good? Is it not good? Etc., etc., etc. But I do see that you have overcome the Two of Wands energy with the Chariot being here. Okay? But I do think some of you might have been stuck in this decision for a while. Tell me more about Gemini, Cheetah, and Nightingale. I just feel so much suppression going on with the self here, but all because of that sting. Judgment's going to be around too. Judgment and Scorpion. I think they're going to come out for everyone's reading. I'm just going to say it right now. Because Judgment is also Pluto and fire, which is basically Scorpio, right? Anyway, so Chariot, Two of Wands, and Judgment. So I think this is also a collective vibe that we've been into where like, I think all of us have been feeling the need for change, or even just like that things have been shifting in some way, shape, or form in all of our lives. And just knowing that like, maybe we need to embrace that. Right. And I feel like while you were potentially stuck, air signs, Judgment was breathing down your neck. It's what I want to say. Judgment was like, you can't stay stuck. Like, you can't stay at the Two of Wands. You can't stay at the crossroads. You actually do have to make a choice, even if it's no choice at all. Like, you need to, like, make a choice. Again, this all feels old. I feel like you've already done this. I don't feel like this is very present at all. But like I said, with the Chariot, there's a very strong indication here that you have actually made a decision. And you are already trying to, like, slowly get yourself in the water of whatever the new is, right? Like, getting yourself acclimated. Okay. I feel like there's more going on with the Nightingale, though. I want to get a couple other cards. Tell me about this Knight of Cups at the bottom, too. Tell me about the Nightingale. Why is the Nightingale here? Five of Wands. And that's kind of what I was feeling. Like the Nightingale is really, I want to say, representing your wants here. Like what excites you about this newness, what you want out of the newness. And for some of you, it does represent another person who's actually been trying to like speak to you very honestly and very sincerely, especially if you're getting reacquainted. But the Five of Wands is like the crunchiness of the sting, basically. Your own resistance and your own suppression. That's what's coming through here with the Five of Wands, with the Nightingale. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was curious. All right, let's move on to Sag. Butterfly, starfish, and frog. Remember, what you want wants you. What you want wants you. And that doesn't only apply to relationships. Whatever this newness is, it wants you to experience it too. Spirit wants you to experience it. To fully embrace and experience the joy of it, you gotta deal with the sting with frog. Frog is a card of emotional purging and cleansing. Tell you about Sagittarius, but oh, well, there it is. Healing. Temperance. Temperance is a card of healing. It's a card of patience, resolution. I also look at it as divine intervention because it's angelic forces. It's a card also of alchemy. It's also Jupiter. So that's why I look at it that way. But here I do feel like it's emphasizing healing and soothing. Excuse me, to allow you to have a little bit more freedom and more leeway to really flow with these energies with the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is normally communication, but I also look at it as a card of movement and even like downloads, and just really a card that like symbolizes just pure like energetic force and movement. Especially being backed by Temperance, there's also like a divine energy that's going on here too, like spiritually induced is almost what I want to say for some of you. So either way, when you break this down, healing is here for you with the sting, allowing you to have a lot more space and bandwidth to go at a pace that maybe suits you better. Okay. Also to allow you more freedom and also to allow you to communicate more on what this newness is and what you really want with it and how it really excites you. Okay. All right, let's get a couple other cards here. Seven of Wands, like I said, is going to start coming out a lot for people in the coming like couple months. But Seven of Wands is a card of bravery. It also is a card of standing up for oneself. Sometimes it's also a card of being guarded and defensive. And with the 8 and the 7, there's an Ace of Wands here, which is the sacred flame to me. Also a sense of passion and excitement. You deserve to be free of this sting, okay? You do. Some of you are resisting it. Some of you are resisting the actual healing of the sting. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. It's like, because you don't trust it. It's like, I need to take this slow because of what I've been through before. That's what keeps coming up. I need to take things slow because of what I've been through before. No, we're on fire. Not fire, sorry. We're on air. Well, so much fire going on in this reading, though. We're on air. Yeah. I feel like the Seven of Wands is happening out of fear. Can I get another card for the Seven of Wands, please? For my air signs. Oh, jeez. This is what came up with the clarifying the Seven of Wands. Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. 2 sevens, by the way. Interesting if we get a third one. But the Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocity. It's being open to give and take. All right. And then the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be secrecy, sabotage, deceit, all that stuff. Sometimes the Seven of Swords for me represents trying to move forward, but being stuck and keep looking at the past, keep looking at the past, keep looking at the past. So kind of similar to Fire, where Fire was more like, hey, just give into love and compassion and Queen of Cups and all the emotional stuff. This is definitely a trust thing, okay? This is definitely a trust issue that I'm getting with you, air signs, because you've been stung before. It's been made very clear. So you don't trust doing things the same way before. You don't trust leaving yourself open to experiencing the sting again. This is why this is also healing for you, because you're not going to get stung this time. You're not going to get stung this time. You're not. And I think also recognizing that trust is also something we give to ourselves, right? Trusting yourself that you would not allow that to happen, right? That you would not just repeat the same thing over and over and over again, right? That's a thing, to trust that you're not going to do that to yourself. And that's not going to be every situation. Starting to think for most of you, this is about relationships. All right. Let's move on to Spirit guiding you to embrace the excitement and not the sting. Tell me about Ceres, Firefly, Scorpion, and Hawk. I feel like talking is actually going to help you a lot. I mean, you're air. You need to talk, right? You're air. You're all about communication. I really feel like just letting yourself be like real about this would help a lot. All right, so we have three cards here, very interesting cards. We have the Hierophant with Hermit and the Page of Wands. I feel it's interesting. I feel like this is an aspect of self for you, and this is an aspect of self. Like you're fighting yourself between the Page of Wands and the Hierophant. I feel like this is the version of you that represents the wisdom, right, that you've attained. Hierophant is the high priest. Hierophant rules ethics, morals, belief systems, religion, institution, governments, things like that. But I feel like it's representing your wisdom, okay? And what you have culminated as far as your own beliefs go based off of your life experience. It's representing your wisdom here. And here you are as the Hermit trying to discern Honestly, which piece of you to listen to is what I'm gathering. Do I listen to this piece of me that has walked all these years of experiences, or do I listen to my inner Page of Wands, my inner child, my excitable self? Do I listen to the Firefly, or do I listen to the Hierophant? Is basically what I'm looking at here. You don't know who to listen to. With Hierophant also comes a connection to spirit, which you do have here with Hawk. Spirit is trying to help you so much here, even with Temperance and Judgment. Like, spirit is all over your butt here. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can choose to listen to both, right? And that's how we live like a balanced life anyway, right? Is living in a state where we have a very well integrated sense of self, where like all these pieces of self have like merged into one. Like all these inner voices are now one voice, right? Like that is a solid sense of self. You can listen to both of them, right? Let your Page of Wands be excited. Allow yourself to be open to the joy and fun of what this newness is, but have your Hierophant cap on, right? Have your Hierophant brain on. So like you make sure the Page of Wands doesn't go walking off a cliff, right? Trust yourself. This is just coming back to trusting yourself again and trusting what you've learned along the way, but also trusting that you got your inner child's back. Also trusting that you're not leaving your inner child out to dry either. I'll get a couple other cards here. Anything else for my air signs? Okay, this is a very specific message that just came through for somebody. You may be involved in some sort of like dispute with a child, over a child. That just came through really strongly. Like I'm getting something about like parent or parental advice. Remember, this is a week to seek out professional help that will go, very far for anybody seeking professional help on any issues in your life, like emotional, physical, mental, financial, etc. But I am getting something like that for some of you. Like maybe allowing someone to have more parental like influence with a child. There's something that feels very hush hush about that. So I don't know who needs to hear this. But it feels like there's this debate or dispute if like someone should have more influence or access to a child over a child. But I feel like that's not like the issue. I feel like there's like an issue of like truth and like disclosure. Transparency, thank you. Almost like there hasn't been enough disclosure or transparency. I think that's actually the root of the issue. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know who needs to hear that. But okay, I just want to get 2 final cards for this, then we'll move on to another element. Tell me more about Hierophant, Hermit, and the Page of Wands for my air signs. Let's see here. So kind of just emphasizing what we already know, but the 4 of Cups and the 8 of Swords, this is definitely feeling like kind of stuck, okay? This is feeling like holding oneself back emotionally and mentally, also indicating why you're taking things at such a slow pace here, because it's hard for you to look at the possibilities because you still feel the sting. The sting is telling you, don't look over there, don't get too excited about what's over there, because that could sting you again. It's like, it's very much like the voice of a piece of you that's hurt and still hurt, okay? Because 4 of Cups could sometimes be meditation. Oh, I'm getting Daisley. But it also could be a card of like reflecting on things that are already done. Reflecting on things that actually are not even affecting you and not looking at things that are in your present and available to you. And the 8 of Swords is like a prison of our own making, right? It's like it's the own mental trap of the mind and our own belief systems that are detrimental to us or self-limiting beliefs, right? And so just kind of emphasizing that there. Yeah. All right, air signs, good luck with that. Let's move on to another element. We have Earth and Water left. Ooh, my crown's getting a workout today. I also have to do 2 other sign readings today. Um, I normally do them. Oh, dice, thank you. Thank you, Marcy. Again, they were right in front of me, and my brain didn't even go there. All right, so dice for my air signs for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Wow. Wow. Before I show you the dice, just based off what I'm seeing around the dice, air signs, embrace it. Embrace it. Just embrace that Page of Wands. Embrace the Firefly. Embrace the excitement. You deserve it. Just by looking at these dice, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you deserve it. I get it. Shitty things happen in life. Don't let that ruin this moment for you. So we have Jupiter. Oh, Jupiter. It doesn't want to focus, so just trust me. It's Jupiter. Okay? Jupiter, Leo. Some of you guys can have Jupiter, Leo. And the 10th house, Midhaven. That to me says a blessing with your legacy, with your work, with reputation, where you get to be seen and you get to have fun and you get to frolic and enjoy and be enjoyed. Remember what I was getting before, like what you want wants you. That's very Leo. What you want also wants you. That is very much Leo energy, right? Leo is the 5th house. And that's just kind of what I'm seeing here. Some of you guys could have Leo Midhaven, or your Jupiter could be in the 10th house. I mean, this to me just, I feel like I'm seeing just blessings with Jupiter Leo alone. That feels very blessings to me. Yeah, give yourself permission, but heal the sting. Deal with the sting. This will make it a lot easier for you. Okay. I really am hoping this for all of us air babies. Yes. And why not? Declare it. Declare that it's for you. Declare it. Co-create with that, right? You can co-create with readings. You can totally manifest with readings. Okay. Now we're moving. Thank you for reminding me, Marcy, because like it would have been sad if I forgot air. We're going to do earth or water next. Let me just clear the space a little bit. Okay. Okay, earth or water. Something feels very quiet about earth, and every time earth is quiet, I'm always a little like like almost like when I get close to earth signs and go, what's going on? What's wrong? Why does it feel like earth signs are hiding a little bit? I'm gonna do earth. I feel like earth signs are hiding. Let's see. Okay. Starting with the star codes Astro Oracle. For Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Some of you guys could be in the kitchen a lot. I just got like this vibe of a lot of cooking going down. You could just be really in your homes right now. I feel like you're really hermiting, earth signs. Like you're laying low. Anything else for my earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, I keep getting like cooking, kitchen. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see. Okay, interesting. We have symbiosis coming out for my earth signs, trine, sextile. This is usually an aspect that represents support, okay? Some support, but also opportunities. But why do I feel like you're like at home? Why do I feel like you're not engaged? like you're not out and about. I just feel like you're at home. Like that's all I keep feeling. You're at home, you're cooking, you're eating. A lot of references to food for you right now too. You could just be enjoying the company of your family and the people you live with, your fur babies, your loved ones. You absolutely could be. Why do I feel like you should not be playing it low right now? I almost want to say, like, sounds like so dramatic. Your presence is required. It's almost what I want to say. Your presence is required elsewhere. Do you know that? Are you aware of that? You could just be really prioritizing your peace right now to maintain your peace. Well, we get Taurus, the sign of comfort, literally, right? So funny, cultivate coming out here with Taurus. Yeah, I mean, I do. I feel like you're in the Taurus vibes. I feel like you're at home eating really good homemade food, which is very Taurian, in your PJs, in your sweatpants, whatever. Like that, decorating your house, like just enjoying. That's what I feel like you're doing right now. Nothing wrong with it. It's very cozy. It's like it's all cozy vibes all day, right? And it feels really good. I keep feeling like your attention is required elsewhere. Your presence is required. Almost like someone's like, Earth sign, come hither. Like I keep getting that vibe. Can I get a third card for my Earth signs, please? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Can I get a third card for my Earth signs for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? Let's see here. Okay. 8th house. Scorpio creeping in. Even having Taurus in the 8th house showing up, I think is also bringing up that polarity of Taurus and Scorpio. So again, Earth signs, I feel like you are enjoying your home. I feel like you are in the cozy, vibey place, and it's a very yummy place to be and to be enjoying. Some of you are trying to keep something under wraps. So there's a lot of interesting things I'm picking up on with the 8th house, okay? Let's go down the list and discern what applies to you. The first thing that I'm getting is I do think that while you are taking some space to be in this comfort place, I think there's actually some stuff going on that you don't want people to know about, okay? I do feel like you're actually keeping legit secrets, like just keeping your happenings, whereabouts, feelings, process, whatever, just under wraps and under lock and key, and you're just not sharing it a lot with the outside world, or outside of your circle is what I want to say. Outside your household members is even what I want to say. So there's that. But I also feel I couldn't shake that feeling of like your presence is required, right? And I do think the 8th house is also showing that. And I think it's also representing that you don't know that yet. That like being in all these cozy vibes and being very much in like the hermit mode, I don't think is going to last much longer. I just feel like there's a lot going on with the 8th house. That something is going to come out of nowhere that's going to require your presence or your attention. It doesn't have to be bad. I'll make that clear. It doesn't have to be bad. All right. I just think it's going to surprise you, and I think it's going to take you out of your comfort zone, and I don't think you're going to appreciate that. I keep feeling this protective vibe too that's coming through with Taurus. What are you protecting? Yeah, I think you're protecting your peace. I think you're absolutely protecting your peace. And for those of you where there is something going on and you don't want anyone to know about it, I don't think you're going to be able to hide it much longer either, just speaking honestly. Because I feel that too with the 8th house, for those where like there's shit going on and you're just keeping it under wraps, that you are actually doing a lot. But I just want to say, I don't think it can stay hidden and secret much longer. Almost like you're brewing something. Again, there's like cooking references. You're brewing something, you're cooking something up. Plans, could just be straight up plans. Some of you are actually like making a gift. That's interesting. Making a gift or getting something prepared to give to another person or present to another person or present to other people, but you don't want anyone to know. Okay, very interesting. All right, let's get into the animals for you guys. Ooh, or should we do the Fae? Or should we do the Fae? No, they said no. Okay. If you are in a new relationship, you may be getting intimate. Okay? Just call a spade a spade. You may be getting very intimate at this time with your new boo. And you might not want people to know about it. Okay? It's just funny how certain things want to be said, right? Okay. Tell me about trine, sextile for my earth signs. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, this is just going to come out for everybody this week. Literally, third element in a row. We'll see if it comes out for water. But Scorpion, like I said, is holding on to things. And that's coming through with the trine sextile here. Okay? In spending time in hermit mode, like I said, it feels good. It feels like your comfort zone. It feels very comforting. It feels very cozy. And some of you may have decided to do that because there may have been something that's actually taken place that you actually want to go and lick your wounds about and give yourself some comfort. Like I do feel that. I do feel that there. Oh, we got snake at the bottom. Can I get another card for trine sextile? Okay, I don't care how cozy you are, how much soup you're eating, how low key you're playing it. Something's going on that ain't low key, okay? This is like, no matter how low key it seems on the surface, especially for those who are like cross watching, there's some deep shit going on here for my earth signs, okay? Now we have the tiger. Tiger is a card of spiritual awakening. It's also divine feminine wisdom, and it's passion and ferocity and sensuality. There's a lot of sexual energy, by the way, going on up in this earth sign reading, especially for my cross watchers here. The scorpion with the tiger, it definitely feels like you are doing away with, I almost want to even say devouring, breaking away, cracking away, severing here from some painful things, okay? From some stuff that has kind of caused you to go within. With the scorpion card, I just keep getting like, yeah, like you're like you need to lick your wounds about something, or it's like you're just realizing you need to like let something go. Some of you are also realizing you're just really sick and tired of feeling a certain way about something, or just being impacted emotionally or psychologically by something or someone, and you're just tired of it. And you going in your comfort zone is you doing what you got to do to be done with it. But I keep feeling like you're keeping this a secret. Are you a Scorpio? Like, I keep feeling like you're like doing this, but to everyone else, it looks like you're just in comfy earth mode, but you're not. You're not really. You're not really. Don't play like you are, because you're not. You're really getting into this place of feeling very powerful, confident. Some of you are actually going through some sort of awakening here. And I feel like you're in the process of really taking your power back in a major way. But to everyone else, it looks like you're in your PJs with your fireplace on and the TV and some soup. That's what it looks like to everyone else. You actually could get physically sick. Some of you may actually feel like you're coming down with a cold or a fever. I actually want to say it may be spiritual sickness. I'm not a doctor. You know your body better than I do, okay? But that's what I'm getting with that. I also feel like you are realizing a lot of things about certain relationships too. I want to say these are definitely old, and also probably part of what you're releasing and letting go of. And I want to say it's really more in the realm of like teamwork, like how you actually work with people or don't work with people, what works for you and what doesn't. Like it's not just like relationships across the board. It's like how you actually collaborate with other people, make plans with other people, execute things with other people. That's something that I'm getting very strongly. All right, let's look at Taurus. Earth signs, you think you so sly. The Scorpio sees right through that. I was like, really? You think you're just like taking things chill? This ain't chill. There's nothing about this that says chill, right? Anyway, sorry. Taurus. Tell me about Taurus. Some of you, this could also be sexual healing as well. All right. Also just want to make that clear. Definitely be sexual healing. Tell me about Taurus for my earth signs. Yeah, this is not just everyday chill shit. No. Cosmic egg. Cosmic egg is the crown chakra. Cosmic egg comes out when we are reaching a climax or a pinnacle of spiritual development. It's also a card of ascension. You got 2 cards about spiritual awakening here. Okay. And this is coming through with Taurus. I do think being sequestered in your hermit mode, in your chill hermit mode, in your home, in your comfort zone is actually very good for you right now, okay? For this kind of a process, because I feel like you are going through some sort of alchemy of the soul, to be honest with you. Whether you want to call it spiritual awakening, whether you want to call it reclaiming yourself, becoming empowered, or just straight up healing, right? Either way, you have made some sort of space for yourself to experience this, okay? And you also are not telling anyone. You're also not letting people know. Oh, my throat. You're not communicating to people about this. The magnitude of what this is. And maybe some of you think that's actually more like a power play. Some of you may be doing it for your own protection, just to like, not let people know that you're going through something that is actually like, because when we're going through something like this, we can actually be very vulnerable while we're going through it, right? Can I get another card for Taurus, please? Got 2. Oh my God, another chakra card. Now you have the heart. You have the crown and the heart coming out together here, okay? And then we have the lion. The lion is master of fire. The lion comes out. It's very King of Wands. Actually, the tiger is the Queen of Wands for me too. So you have the King and Queen of Wands here essentially. But lion is a master of energy reserves, knowing when to take action, when not to, when to rest, when not to, even when to speak or when not to, right? So I do think this is also showing that you are moving into this next level of maturity and wisdom about when to act and when not to, when to rest and when not to, when to tell people and when not to tell people, right? It's very much to showing me like that you're reaching a new level of awareness of your own boundaries and your own bandwidth and parameters as well. When it seems like all of this just started with like recognizing that you need to let something go and you're just kind of tired of feeling a certain way. And I feel like it's really unlocking a lot for you, okay? With the tiger and the lion, it absolutely can also bring up some stuff around a very significant relationship. I want to say an intimate relationship, past or present, okay? Okay, let's move into the 8th house. It's kind of exciting. Yeah, I'm very excited about the 8th house energy here because like it's really representing the secrecy of you doing this in the dark. But it's also showing that there could be something coming up that you are not aware of here. Tell me about the 8th house for my earth signs. I knew you were hiding. I was like, why are y'all so quiet? No way. Another chakra card. So out of 1, 2, wait, 5, wait, I can't count. 5, 6, 7. Out of 7 cards, 3 of them are chakra cards. You have the crown and the heart. Now you have the throat, okay? With dolphin, no less. Dolphin is sexual. Dolphin is also the card of the healer or healing. It also is very playful and can be very childlike. Dolphin energy or dolphin people, they're super like bright, just energetically speaking. And people will like smile at them a lot, like be really engaged with them a lot. People love the dolphin, okay? And the black egg is of the throat, which I mentioned before. But like I said, I feel like the 8th house is just really representing a lot of secrecy. Like you keeping a lot of this under wraps. Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel like you're getting into the dolphin. You're starting to experience the dolphin. But why does this have to stay so secret? Why does this like I'm even feeling with the black egg like, no, this is right. This is appropriate that this is a secret. We're on Earth. Amy, we're on Earth. For those of you where you are engaging a lot with the dolphin energy behind closed doors, yeah, this is an interesting reading our signs. If you are dealing with a dolphin person behind closed doors, it is actually in your best interest to keep it a secret. I'm just kind of surprised. All right, well, I'm gonna trust spirit with that message. But for those who are starting to embody the dolphin, I feel like you're rediscovering play. You're rediscovering play as a result of all of this. But even in that scenario, it is best to keep it secret for now. Who are you? Who are you? Yeah. So, okay. So this isn't about something coming your way that you don't see. This is actually about how important it is to keep all of this under wraps. Very interesting. There's also something about this whole process that is helping you to get in this dolphin energy that's also very free, that is also doing something with your voice. Okay. It is doing something with your voice. I almost want to say you're finding your true voice in all of this as well. I'm getting the soul star chakra now. So you're finding a new level of expression and truth with authenticity with your own voice. But it's like, and it's a weird thing to say, but like there's going to be a time when you don't have to keep all of this under wraps anymore. But learning that you are also the lion, you'll know exactly when that time is. Okay. And there will be a time. It's almost like whatever this unlocking with the throat is, it's going to take time for it to get very solidified. Okay. To get very rooted, to get its baby legs, right? To get out of the baby leg stage. But the soul star, some of you, this is coinciding with a purpose, a new sense of purpose or a new sense of fulfillment. Some of you may actually look at it as like a new mission, a very mission statement. Maybe you're going to have a new motto of your life after this. Again, all of this has started because you were just tired of feeling a certain way about something or someone. And you were like, you know what? I need to go deal with these feelings. I need to go deal with this shit. I'm going to go into my cozy pants. I'm going to deal with this. That's how this started. And my, oh my, I don't even think you knew what you were signing up for by dealing with that. I feel like you really have just like unlocked something for yourself in a major way on a spiritual level with your consciousness. Some of you with certain gifts. I feel like it's opening a new path you can take that wasn't available to you before. I don't even feel like it's a fated thing. It's like, it's something that you have newly created for yourself while you're here. Like, I don't even think there was like a blueprint for this or some sort of contract for this. Like, you created it. You've created it for yourself. But there will be a time. All of this needs to happen behind closed doors, and there will be a time where you can like be out in the world with it. Some of you, yes, there's a relationship that's part of this too. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's get some tarot. God, what's water going to be like? If this is Earth, what's water going to be like? Most of the time, whoever goes last, it's usually very intense. Okay. Okay. Woo! Talking about Scorpion and Tiger for my Earth signs. Well, we knew that. Right? We knew that. We knew that you were feeling some kind of way from something very unpleasant, right? Five of Wands is indicating some sort of conflict, some sort of fight, internal and or external. To be honest, it feels like an external unpleasant situation that you internalized. And you were kind of carrying this around and you're like, I'm sick of feeling like this. I'm sick of feeling that. Let me deal with that. All right, tell me more about Scorpion and Tiger for my Earth signs. Ooh, some of you, this actually could be resentment too, just that you have towards another person. Tell me about Scorpion and Tiger. Yeah, Page of Cups. This is you just making peace with that. This is you being honest with the fact that, like, you know what? I don't want to feel the Five of Wands anymore. I don't want to relive Five of Wands moments I've had. I don't want to like harbor any feelings of resentment that I have about unpleasant experiences. I don't want to feel this anymore. Page of Cups is just the honesty of that. And also like apologies, but I feel like this is very solo, right? So I don't feel like you're giving any apologies out. I feel like this is you like just getting real with yourself. Okay. Can I get a third card, please? I feel like showing yourself definitely some compassion. What did I say about the cards that are going to be haunting everybody? Judgment. Yeah. You knew this, you're aware of this, you're not fighting it, you're actually embracing it with a lot of ease, I must say. Because the Page of Cups to me is also a card of innocence. It also can represent our inner child. And it's like that piece of you is also communicating with spirit. And you're feeling those energies and you're like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I don't feel good about this, right? Yeah, I know. I need to get rid of this, right? Yeah, spirit? Yeah, okay. Like, it's just like, yeah, just very clear cut. Okay, there it is. Um, mm. I do also feel like for some of you, there may be some awareness on pettiness, where maybe you were petty, or maybe someone was petty with you and realizing like that was part of, the unpleasantness. It just wanted to be mentioned. The awareness of your own culpability in certain situations. Let's move on to Taurus with all this chakra energy. Moving all that with cosmic egg and the heart and lion. Oh, there's so much going on here. Because I feel that like spiritual awakening elevation component. I feel that. I feel the maturation. I feel the confidence coming online. The heart, though. The heart. I definitely feel the heart is opening too. And there's a readiness I'm getting with the heart. There's like the heart is feeling ready for something. There's something about that moment. Once the heart feels ready, I feel like something else is going to happen. It's going to trigger something to happen when the heart is ready. Maybe when you're ready to receive. Tell me about cosmic egg, golden egg, lion, and Taurus for my earth signs. Coming back to here for a minute. So something that I say a lot, and if you're new, welcome. Something that I do like to say a lot is like we can be tired of a situation and stay in it for a long time, right? Because we need to like have a full embodiment of like being done with something to fully be done with it. Like we're never really truly sick and tired until we are sick and tired, right? The full body experience of that, the full knowing of that. You could know it here, but you might not know it here. It's like this is a full embodiment of being done with something. Okay. All right, coming back. Tell me about cosmic egg, golden egg, and lion. When the heart is ready. Wow. Ace of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn energy, very earthy. I feel like this is about you receiving. I gotta be honest. Almost like whatever that Five of Wands energy has been, that you're finally just recognizing you want to be rid of because you are truly sick and tired of it. It sets you on this elevation, right? The spiritual elevation, but also an opening of the heart, and you finally become ready to receive something because now the heart is ready to receive it. That's what I'm gathering. The Ace of Wands is, like I said, it's the sacred flame for me. It's like passion and inspiration. It also can come with a sense of purpose, which I already was feeling that is coming online for you. Like a new sense of purpose is coming through for you to receive as the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. Can I get another card, please, for my earth signs? That's kind of surprising. We have the Nine of Swords. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Nine of Swords is anxiety. It's anxiety, it's late nights, it's trouble sleeping. Some of you guys, dream time could be wonky. Probably has been kind of wonky. I'm getting like a staticky, like really unclear or just like kind of more scattered than it normally is, like your dream time anyway. But why is the Nine of Swords here? feel like it's about you receiving. The Nine of Swords, I feel like, is actually coming from the heart space. When the heart is ready, the Nine of Swords will fall away. But before the heart is ready, the Nine of Swords being there, I'm being brought back to the Scorpion and the Five of Wands. I keep feeling like something has happened relationship-wise or friendship-wise here. Partnership. They're saying partnership because like this is all also helping you realize teamwork. Like what real teamwork is about, what real like camaraderie is about, what it takes to really work with people, plan things with people, follow through things like with people, right? There's something about that that hasn't worked in the past that's giving you anxiety about receiving. Like experiences where you have received from other people to maybe work with other people have gone so awry that while you want it, you don't want to be burdened by it. You don't want to be plagued by it. You don't want to like be put in a bad position because of it. Some of you have had your finances compromised before or recently because of other people. Getting finance, like your stability, like finances, housing, things like that. And you don't want to relive that. You don't want to relive that. You don't want to relive that. This is definitely a collective theme here too. You're sick and tired of being in the Nine of Swords though. And when you deal with it, the Nine of Swords will fall away. And when the Nine of Swords falls away, your heart is going to open and something I think is going to present itself for you to receive. Let me get a couple other cards here. I'll move on. Yep, what you don't see is the Chariot. Wow. Chariot is victory and it's triumph and it's movement, but it's also masculine energy, right? Coming through for you to also receive in that feminine state. Yeah, you don't see this with the Moon and Chariot. You don't see that. Oh, so I guess there is something coming that you don't see. So that instinct I had was right. Yeah, this will become very clear when the Nine of Swords falls away and the heart becomes ready. But the Nine of Swords is only going to fall away when you have this moment. When you decide you're sick and tired of being afraid. When you decide you're sick and tired of being restricted in this way or feeling some kind of way. Okay, very interesting. Some of you, the Chariot and the Moon, can also represent some sort of ascension or activation or elevation because the Moon is also the subconscious and Chariot is also the card of ascension. Okay, represents the Merkaba too. All right, now let's get into the 8th house with Dolphin and Black Egg. Okay. It's funny. I started this video off saying, we're not going to have an astrology portion, but I'll go longer at elements because, you know, the videos are always like 2.5 hours long. This is probably going to be the longest weekly we've ever had. Okay. Tell me about Dolphin, Black Egg, and the 8th house for Earth signs. I keep getting this is all about enjoying the dolphin or enjoying a dolphin-like energy, but behind closed doors. And what it's doing for you is it's doing something to your voice. And your connection to your truth and like how you express yourself, but it's all staying under wraps until it's the right time. Okay. Talking about 8th house, Dolphin, and Black Egg. Before you do this, they're just bringing my attention here. Before you acknowledge you're sick of being in the Nine of Swords and like you actually acknowledge it and you do something about it, something feels very stagnated, like very, very stagnated. Okay. You would already know what that is for you. Tell me about 8th house, Dolphin, and Black Egg. Interesting. We have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords can be a card of research, analytics, trying to understand something. Could even be a card of research. Could also be about new perspectives here. Feeling into it, it feels crunchy. I don't like it. I gotta be honest with you. I feel like it's actually something that's getting in the way of the dolphin energy. Something that's related to the Nine of Swords and the Five of Wands. Could even be a part of the ego. Is she on a specific sign or collective? I'm doing Earth. So, wait, where am I? Oh yeah, I'm doing Earth right now. And then I'm doing water and then we're gonna wrap it up. Yep, okay. So the Five of Wands and the Nine of Swords and the Page of Swords, they're all connected. They're all representing how you feel about something before you decide you're sick and tired of feeling like this, okay? The Page of Swords, I feel a little bit of crazy making going on here, okay? Earth signs. So before you decide you're sick and tired, when you are just in this, I keep feeling stagnancy, but I also feel like the mind is just going a little too crazy here, okay? I just feel like a lot of like looping thoughts. A lot of looping thoughts, and I almost feel like your fear is on a loop. Like your fear and like unpleasant memories of when bad shit happened with people that made you feel icky or made you feel gross or even just in that Five of Wands energy. Like I just feel like it's playing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I feel like you need to like talk to this piece of you. Okay. I feel like you need to confront this aspect of yourself and say, calm the fuck down. I feel like that's what it is. Like I feel like you need to confront your fear and say, calm down, we're okay. Calm down, we're okay, right? And pay attention to what this inner voice is like throwing at you, right? Because it's probably all relating to the same thing or the same event. Remember, with this new Moon Scorpio, it's all about going back to the beginning, going back to the origin, right? So if you have to go back to the beginning of something, don't relive the whole experience. Just go back to the beginning. How you felt in the beginning, what really happened in the beginning, how something really started. I feel like that might help you just to give some context here, because I feel like your fear, I almost want to say embarrassment, shame is just looping on itself. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's kind of exhausting. Okay. Let's get back to Dolphin, Black Egg, and Eighth House here. Yeah, I feel like you need a, that makes so much sense. Your Page of Cups needs to love on your Page of Swords. Okay. Page of Swords is totally your fearful voice. Just nag, 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 loop, 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 loop. The Page of Cups is your a version of innocence. Your emotional honesty card. Okay. Your Page of Cups needs to soothe your Page of Swords. Okay. Oh, all right. Dolphin, Black Egg, and Eighth House. I knew it. The Devil. We know why that's out here. Because it's attached to the Page of Swords. But like literally your own mind is making you crazy. Your own mind is looping the devil back at you. I don't know how often this is happening. I don't know if this is like a 24/7 thing or if it's just random intrusive thoughts, but that's what this is. Okay? That's what this is. And it's not doing you any favors, and you need to have a talking to with this voice of yours. All right? My Lord. Am I taking these? No. Tell me more about Dolphin, Black Egg, and Eighth House. Some of you are also keeping all this under wraps because you actually do have an obsessive person in your life. You know who you are, okay? That would not be a shock to you, especially if you're like keeping a relationship under wraps or just like, you know, as you're getting into this like very powerful elevated place, like, and you just want to get that really solid, you don't want some toxic person to know. All right. This can totally represent an obsessive person who can't stop spying, who can't stop checking up on you, that sort of deal. Okay. And if you know that's your situation, you know that's your situation. But I do feel for the most part, for those who are struggling with like the looping, fearful thoughts, this can absolutely represent that too. Can I get a third card for the Eighth House, Dolphin, and Black Egg? Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, Mercury, Sag energy. This is a card of movement, inevitable movement, by the way. It also is a card of breaking out and freedom for me personally as a reader. And I feel like that really applies here. I do. I feel like that really applies here because in the Eighth House with Dolphin and Black Egg, you're dealing with this looping voice. You're also breaking free of any toxic, obsessive people, okay, that have been detrimental to your own process and have been detrimental to your own like sense of self and just being contained in your own little bubble. But Eight of Wands, I feel like this is you breaking free from all of that. Okay. Ooh, wow. Yeah, if you've got a relationship behind closed doors and there's like a person that's trying to keep tabs on you, they know that you've gotten away. Like, they know. There's no not knowing that. And they don't like it. But the deeper you get into this process and the deeper you like, and the more you really contain yourself in this process, the quicker their reach is going to be just like unreachable, if that makes any sense. Okay. All right, let's move on to water. Because we're at 3 hours now. I don't know how that happened. Don't know how that happened. I still need to do Cappy and Pisces today. Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. Oh my God, the dice. Hold on. We got dice or signs. We got dicey dice. Okay. The dice for earth signs. Dice for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. I knew Aries was going to come out. I was feeling Aries so strong. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a big message. So we have Neptune, Aries. Oopsie, turned it on Virgo for a second. Neptune and Aries. I had to refine Aries. There it is. Okay. And 11th house. Neptune, Aries, 11th house. 2025 is going to be a big year for you, earth signs, for whoever this reading resonated with. Neptune, Aries, I can't stop seeing it. Like in 2025, when Neptune moves into Aries, something about that period of time in relation to now, I feel like you're going to hit a certain milestone with whatever new elevation you're moving into behind closed doors, whether it's a relationship or it's your own gifts or it's a certain skill or it's a newfound purpose that you're allowing yourself to fully embrace and be fully entrenched in. Something about when Neptune moves into Aries is like you're going to get into like the next phase of it. Excuse me. The next phase of it. That's all they're saying. And especially with the 11th house, that to me screams wish fulfillment. Okay. You're going to be where you want to be with this, with yourself, within yourself, and potentially with anyone else who's involved with it. And anybody who's been trying to like keep you from this or who's been like keeping tabs on you, they're going to be very far away. Very, very, very far away. Okay. Okay. That just wanted to be said. But you could have Aries 11th house. You could have Neptune 11th house. But that's honestly the message that wanted to come through with the dice. It was very clear. Okay. All right. Water. Last but not least, water. Earth was at 2 hours and 18 minutes. Oh my God, 2 hours and 18 minutes. So all these readings are like about 40 minutes long, it seems like. Ooh. This is what happens when I'm just like in it and I'm just like not really caring too much about time and I'm just like da 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 da. I could just like read for hours. Okay. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Water signs. What is going on for my water signs this week? Also, happy birthday, Scorpios. To my other fellow Scorpios out there, happy birthday. Happy solar return. 'Tis the season. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm definitely getting like stormy ocean kind of vibes, which is interesting. I don't feel like it's an overwhelming kind of a symbology. I actually think you're working with that, almost like maybe you're even stirring things up, water signs. Do you know you're stirring things up? I think you do. I think you do. I think you do. I think you do. You do. Okay. It's giving me very like dominion over the waters, like vibes for you guys. Any messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So I've tried to say it 3 times now, so I'm gonna finally say it. I need to do Capricorn and Pisces today, and I was trying to do them over the weekend, which is when I normally do the signs, but I did Gemini, and Gemini like took it out of me. I actually had to like take a nap after that, and when I woke up, I was like so out of it. I was like, oh my God, I can't do the rest of the signs today. Anyway, so just letting my patrons know, like Capricorn and Pisces are coming. I will be doing them today, and I can feel it. I have the energy for it. Okay, anyway, let's come back to water. Water signs. Water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Oh, well, Uranus with change. I feel like I never see this card come out. Uranus with change, 25 breaking down to a 7. And what I kept seeing was like, you're causing a storm is like what I was like looking at. Like you're causing one, you're working with one. It's like very much in the elements of chaos is what I was getting with you, but it was really in the form of water. So not surprising this has come out. Change is afoot, but I want to say you're making more change in the process. It's almost like you're using change to make more change. Like you're using like waves of change to make more waves. Like, are you trying to create a tidal wave? What's going on here, water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I almost want to say you're carrying around the energy of lightning, too, is what I want to say. You could be very much in like a catalyst sort of a state right now. So be mindful of like who you interact with. You could actually like catalyze something for them. I just feel like you're a walking change agent right now, water signs. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Some people may feel like your energy is chaotic. Yeah, you do. I feel like you're walking chaos right now. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Just is. Just is. Almost like, what's that character from X-Men? Dr. something something, the female. And like, she goes all, you know what I'm saying? What's her name? Help me. What's her name? I know you guys know. She has that like super strong, like she can move shit with her mind. Not Storm, the other one. No, nobody knows her name. I know she's a doctor. I know she's a doctor. But like her like mind powers are so crazy, she like destroys everything. Had the Panther, the Buffalo come out today. No, no one knows her name. I know she eventually becomes like a phoenix or something. But I didn't see that movie. So Jean Grey, thank you. I was like, she's got a name, you guys. Cataclob, thank you so much for the £5. Thank you, thank you. It's kind of like that. Like I feel like that's literally Dr. Pruhal, well, you're so funny. The like your energy just feels very like that's like how it's feeling right now. Like, and that's how I almost am getting the visual. Like you're walking around and it's like you have no idea, but it's just like you're causing a lot of change in your wake. Is almost how that feels. I know it sounds so dramatic, but that's just how it feels. Electric, thank you. Yes, that's a good description. Can I get another card from my water signs, please? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Pay attention to birds right now. Birds just came in really strongly. They could be acting really weird around you. Yeah, okay. So I'm speaking of, okay, so some of my mystics, you're surging. All right, some of my mystics are surging energy right now because like I'm getting like birds are acting weird around you and electronics might even be acting weird around you too. But pay attention to birds. I feel like they're actually trying to get your attention right now, especially big birds. I'm getting like not like little, like I can't even like think of a little bird right now. Not little birds, but I'm getting like big birds. Okay. Like predators maybe. Water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Don't even have any other cards out yet. Any other messages or insights from our water signs? Ooh. Mercury. Okay. Oh, there's a lot to say here. So some of you are definitely going through some major shifts in your belief systems or even your consciousness. but I'm also getting activating conversations. And this is also what I was getting at before, like be mindful of who you interact with, because like what you just like what you're embodying right now is like a change agent in and of itself. I feel like you're like a beacon of lightning right now. I can't get away from that feeling. So even with your words, you might like trigger the shit out of somebody like unintentionally, or what you say could be like a strike of lightning for them and just like hit them in a crazy way that maybe in other times wouldn't. um yeah, I just feel like there's everything about you right now is very like like lightning, sharp, activating, chaotic. um you're just walking chaos right now, and just what it is. But be careful with your words, all right? Be really aware of your words right now. Can I get another card, please, from our water signs? Especially when it comes to creating your reality as well. Like the words you use have so much power in that way, okay? Can I get a third, please, from my water signs? Even the way the cards are coming out, if you guys could only see. I would be careful around water signs this week, okay? Okay. Aries. Oh, and look, there's like lightning in the corners too. Oh, Lord. Water signs. Because it's interesting too, because even before Aries came out, I heard them fighting words, is what I heard before Aries came out. And I was like, I wonder if they're going to be triggering people to the point where there's like a need to fight. And then Aries comes out, right? Very Mars intense energy. Mars and Uranus, right? Like that's a crazy ass combination. So water signs, it's crazy because I feel like you're not even in water energy with all of this, right? You're a change agent right now. You're walking chaos right now, not in a bad way. You're just in it. Your words hold a lot of power right now and a lot of impact right now. So be very mindful of how you use your words. But I also feel like while you're in this kind of state, how do I want to say, with Aries, I do feel like you're actually way more in the fiery component of your sign than the water component of your sign. I feel like there's something about your energy that feels very in the face and very confrontational, even if you don't mean for it to be. Yeah, even if you don't mean for it to be. Like you're just very like blah, like you're just a lot. You're just a lot right now. Some of you may also be pushing a lot of people's boundaries right now, intentionally or not. All right, intentionally or not, you are definitely testing other people's boundaries. People could be doing that with you too. Yeah, you're just a lot right now. I don't have any other words for that. You're just a lot right now. Let's get some animals out here. For my water signs. Oh, look, the phoenix. I feel like people might actually be very intimidated with you right now. Okay. Like very intimidated by you. All right, tell me about Uranus. Yeah, I'm hearing testing. You're definitely testing limitations and boundaries of other people. But something that I'm picking up on too, that I know came up in the Scorpio reading that I did. I feel like you're also testing, like, even your own. It's so hard to describe. It's like, how do I describe this? Your own parameters. Your own parameters, how much you can really do, maybe even how much you can get away with. So interesting. How far can I really take this? How far can I really push this? How far can I, like, you're doing a lot of testing and exploring. Excuse me. But I definitely feel like it's rubbing people the wrong way. Okay. Ooh, my throat is suddenly super unhappy. Hold on a second. Okay, let's continue. Tell me about Uranus. I'm hearing the term rage dump. Someone could rage dump on you. You could rage dump on someone. I keep wanting to say intentionally or unintentionally. Because some of you, like, yeah, some of you, this is very, like, intentional. But also, I feel like you're inviting, like, really unintended consequences, but it feels like social consequences. Tell me about Uranus for my water signs: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have Unicorn. Why do I feel like that unicorn is like, it's the beacon of the lightning to come in and strike? Like, why does it feel like that to me? Like, it's just waiting for lightning to strike your ajna. Is how that feels with Uranus. Unicorn is the card of the third eye of the ajna. It is about intuition and truth. Seeing through the third eye. Oh, there's some law of your throat, water signs. This is like, I feel like my throat is closing as I'm trying to talk, almost like even like I'm choking on smoke. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Oh, there's Kali energy here. Okay, water signs, you got a lot going on. Okay, let's try to pace this. Before I come back to the unicorn, there's some Kali energy that I'm feeling, and sometimes Kali energy, well, first of all, she definitely like affects the sacral, but she can also affect the throat, and that's how it's feeling. I almost feel like like something's trying to like burn out of you, be burned out of you. And I'm feeling Kali so strongly. Very sexual, very sacral. She also deals with the masculine, is how it wants to be said. She deals with the masculine inside of all of us. Oh, I feel like you actually need to do some like Kali breaths. It's like, that's what I want to say, which is very like guttural. It's very guttural, but very like throaty and raspy. It's very like animalistic, like some Kali breathing. 414, as I say that on my microwave. Oh, excuse me. I feel like that's also part of the Aries energy that's coming through for you water signs, of the testing of the boundaries and kind of like pushing back, or even like rage dumping. That could be Kali working through you right now. Okay. Anyway, let's come back to unicorn. Okay, dragon energy could also be part of that too, but let's come back to the unicorn here, because unicorn is all about this. And like I said, I do feel like there is something happening with you, with your consciousness, like something is getting activated or catalyzed or shifting, and you're becoming like this walking change agent. Because I feel like right now, what you are going through, water signs, like there is a major internal, like, what's the best word for this? Shake-up. Yeah. Yeah. It's an internal shaking up that is like breaking a lot of things internally for you, conscious wise, belief wise, emotions. I think that's also why Kali is coming through, because there could be something in your lower chakras that's getting like jostled up that Kali's helping you with. And it's coming out this way. Even though it's coming from the lower body, it's coming out this way, but you're also experiencing something up here. Actually, this is very in line with the Moon Scorpio video that I did on Patreon. When I did the readings, that's something that was coming through. Like I was seeing and feeling this force coming from above and then coming from up below, and then like meeting in the middle and like almost causing like a big bang, like a catalytic birthing of some kind. And it is a new Moon Scorpio. We're on the water reading, so I feel like that's just coming through here. But you are going through some sort of like opening or activation of your mind, of your consciousness, of your third eye, of your psychic abilities, all of that stuff. Okay? Let's get to Mercury. Thank you, Imagine. Yeah, I might need to put that in the title. Hold on. Oh, man. I literally feel like I'm choking on smoke right now. Okay. Oh, and we're about to talk about Mercury, so. All right. Can I get a card for Mercury, please, for my water signs? Y'all are wearing me out. No wonder you had to go last. Cobra. Snakes, they finally come through. It was like one of the first things I channeled at the very beginning of this weekly, right? But Cobra with snake. A lot of you know I look at this card as a Saturnian card where it applies pressure to learn. And remember what I said about your words. Your words are really powerful right now. I almost want to say the snake is working through your words. So multidimensional going on here. Water signs. So first things first, remember what I mentioned about the venom, right? One of the beautiful medicines about snake is being able to have the antidote to venom. And this is also why I think you're freaking people out right now, because I feel like you are throwing antidote left and right. Okay, at all kinds of venoms left and right, and it's almost like you can't help yourself. It's what I'm gathering. Some of you could actually also, you got to be careful here though too, right? Because when we get things shaken up, sometimes our own density, our own distortions that get shaken loose can also be venomous, right? So be mindful there, water signs, be very mindful there. But I do feel like Cobra is here really representing all of what we already picked up on with snake. The flow of energy, the flow of passion and life force, right? Which is also mana, which is also very much like all the energy we're talking about, but also this protective energy and this ability to have the antidote to venom. But it's all coming through communication. It's all coming through communication, water signs. I'm just like, this making me nervous. Is making me nervous. Even the visual here, look at that. The two snakes attacking each other, which is kind of an interesting visual to choose, right? Because normally with the caduceus, right, you have the two snakes that are representing like the balance of energies and how they work together, but here they're fighting. Like here they're literally fighting. And as we get activated and have things like shaken up within us, or we're like we're transmuting things, and things do have to like find their balance again, sometimes it's kind of a rocky place to be. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here too. It's like, yeah, shit is shaking up within you, water signs, and you're like a walking change agent right now. But until those energies settle, there's going to be a lot of volatility energetically, like coming out of you and around you too. Okay, so just be careful. Just be careful. Just be cautious with that. Oh, seagulls. I was like, what is that noise? All right. Let's look at Aries. No wonder y'all went last. Yeah, I'm here. It's interesting too, because I just heard speak up. Some of you, the beautiful thing about this energy is you're speaking up in ways you never have before. You're saying things you've never had before. Maybe things you've always wanted to say and you never could say for whatever reason. Interesting, we got dragon at the bottom. Can I get a card for Aries? Some of you are, oh, this throat energy. Some of you are daring other people to speak. I would steer clear of water signs, man. Steer clear of all the water signs this upcoming week, and maybe even for the next couple weeks. So Moon Scorpio. Yeah, some of you are daring others to speak, maybe even daring others to speak up. It just feels really intense and like intimidating. Yeah, just don't be surprised if people are scared of you this week, okay? Tell me about Aries, especially if you're carrying around the Kali energy. Like if you're embodying Kali, keep some distance there with the Kali energy, right? But if you are like experiencing any of this, definitely look up Kali breaths and breathing. It could definitely help you at this time. Can I get a card for Aries? Can I get a card for Aries for water signs? Some of you are working very closely with the Hindu pantheon as well. We have the elephant. Ganesh energy is out here now. Kali and Ganesh, man, with Aries. Elephant is all about breaking down walls and barriers. I almost want to say bulldozing. And I feel like you're really embodying the penetrative energy that this new Moon Scorpio can gift all of us right now too, especially with Mercury being in Scorpio and Mercury being on the board here, right? Because that's what I do feel like you're doing with people. Like, yes, like this is all like you're having a lot going on internally that's getting activated and shaken up and changing, and like there's like an internal liberation that's happening for you too. Excuse me, all of that is golden. But the way it's like engaging and like having you engage in your external reality, like I feel like you're looking people in the face and you're daring them. And you're looking at their shit, or you're looking at like any like bullshit dynamics that are going on between you and other people, and you're just like, oh, we're taking that down now. like we're just going to penetrate that wall and penetrate your bullshit and make you talk about it. Like it feels very much like that. Especially for my Scorpios, man. Like that's what I'm feeling here. There's no bullshit for you going on right here. You can't even tolerate bullshit. You're calling out bullshit and you're destroying bullshit, like all in like one foul swoop. And I really think people are gonna like their heads are gonna explode. Like I don't think people how can like normal people handle that? Like, I don't think they can. I don't think they can. I think you're gonna see a lot of people glitching at you with this kind of energy. Wow. Just wow. To have Ganesh and Kali in the same field, literally, like Ganesh is the mover that, well, he rolls obstacles, right? So he can put obstacles in place for your highest good, but also he moves obstacles out of the way, and Kali devours things. And all that's left is just truth. That's it. Just truth. Regardless if people can handle it or not. Like, who are you? Who are you? Where do you live? So I don't have to encounter you. That's what I would like to say. I mean, hey, it's powerful. This is like powerful shit. It's overwhelming. It's powerful shit. All right, let's get some tarot cards out here, okay? Again, don't be surprised if people run away from you. This energy, do not be shocked. I don't think there are many people on the planet who can embody this energy, one, but like endure it and be exposed to it and be under the microscope of it. Because that's what this is. Like, this feels like a laser beam to just imploding any blockages at all whatsoever. So there is an internal benefit for sure. If you've had any sort of weird stagnant energy like within yourself or in your field, it's gonna be gone. It's gonna like implode. It's just gonna like be blasted out. But people around you are gonna feel it. I don't think this is for many people. And whoever this is for, I just want to say, wow. Okay, let's do it. Looking at Uranus and Unicorn for water signs. Well, that was fast. Not what I expected, but okay. So with Uranus and Unicorn, right, this is definitely the activation within your consciousness that's happening, opening of your third eye for some of you, next level intuition, next level sight, and also there's level of truth and authenticity that you're embodying here, which makes sense, right? Because I feel like this reading is for people where there can be no stagnancy, there can be no bullshit, there can be no blockages, like there can be no hiding, right? So if that's the case, there can be none of that going on within you, right? Here we have the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. I feel like this is energy that's been hanging around that is going to be blasted away, is actually what I'm feeling here, especially with the Three of Swords. Because the Two of Pentacles is all about balance and decision-making, as the Queen of Pentacles. So water signs, I feel like you've been in this place of evaluating your own legacy. I'm getting like Ten of Pentacles vibes. You've been evaluating your own legacy. You've been evaluating like what you want to have like in your life moving forward, as far as like materials are concerned, as far as like what you're doing with your life, even career, maybe even money or health. Like you've been evaluating things. Like that feels very like on the surface. But then the Three of Swords kicks in. There's something about your life that has felt wrong. It's a good word for that. There's been something about your life that has just felt wrong. That's just how it wants to come through. Um, like it can be coming through in so many different ways. Like the people that you're around is like that's off. Maybe your work has felt off. Maybe even like where you've been at, you're like, I shouldn't be here. Why am I here? you know, like that, like that's kind of what I'm getting with the Three of Swords. Like something about your life or the way you've been living, something about it feels just off and just wrong. Like it just shouldn't be the way that it's been. Probably that's also why you've been reevaluating it, right? With the Two of Pentacles. Well, this is going to blast that right away. Okay, that's going to blast that right out because it's going to become obvious as to why you've been feeling that way. I'm going to get more cards on this. Yeah, if you've been feeling off about your life in some way, and I mean like off, right? Because water signs, you're intuitive by nature. You're also emotional beings. So when something is like off kilter in your life, you usually have a sense as to why that is. It's usually not like a super secret thing to you. This feels like it's been like evasive. This feels like it's been eluding you, like you can't put your finger on it. Like something is off about where I'm at physically, something is off about the people I'm dealing with, something is off about my work, something's off with my body, like things like that. And you haven't been able to put your finger on it. The clarity / activation that's coming in is going to make it really, really clear why you've been feeling that way. Okay. Can I get a couple other cards for this, please? For my water signs. Okay. So we have the Knight of Wands. This is a card of passion. This is a card of excitement. It's also a card of freedom. It's Sagittarius, right? Sometimes people look at this as like the Playboy kind of card. I don't think that's why this is here. I think this is actually about your own sense of passion and desire. I feel like you haven't really been engaged with this. You haven't really been engaged with this. Maybe not as much as you have in the past. Like almost like there hasn't been space for it, is what I'm getting with the Knight of Wands. Some of you, I think, need an adventure. Maybe you're realizing it's time to have an adventure. It just feels like this has gone unexpressed, unrecognized, like not connected with. Like it's just kind of gone by the wayside. The sense of freedom, passion, fun, and adventure. This could even just be a card of sex, right? It's gone by the wayside. That's part of it. It's part of the problem. There's something else here though too. Can I get a second card for the Knight of Wands? Excuse me. Can I get a second card for the Knight of Wands? Some of you have been, well, there it is. I was going to say, some of you may have been so wrapped up in the material plane that like the idea of even getting back into this feels like a Herculean task is what I'm gathering. Like, yeah, you've been so like caught up in adulting or obligations and all these kinds of things, right? That like you haven't had any space for venture or passion or just excitement or wild times. But that is a piece of you. That's a piece of all of us, right? We have the World card, and it flew out in reverse. I don't read reversals anymore. Excuse me. But I think it's really hitting home like what else is going on here and why this is also so impactful for you. The World card, we don't mess around when the World card comes out, right? The World card has karmic implications. It has Saturnian implications. It also indicates like major life cycles, opening or closing. Also a card of international travel. Some of you may realize you need to actually be like on the other side of the world. That's interesting. On vacation or maybe even moving. Whatever has had you so caught up in this, in your 3D life, in the material life. Ooh, the throat. I want to say it's also been coinciding with putting the Knight of Wands away. But like, how do I want to say this? I don't think you just forgot to have fun. I don't think you just forgot to have fun. I don't think you just forgot. I don't think it was just like an oversight. How do I want to say this? Because I can feel pain behind it. All the throat stuff. I can feel pain behind it. I think some of you have had some negative consequences of being in this kind of energy. And I think some of you was financial. A financial cost. Who else had a cost to their stability? Earth signs, right? Earth signs did. I'm getting that a little bit too. Like you've been bitten by the ass by this energy. You could say it's from other people. I feel like it's your own. I got to be honest. I feel like you have been historically very connected to your own passion. You have historically been very connected to your own passion. You have, regardless if you're a Pisces or a Cancer or a Scorpio. It's like you've been like historically. I'm getting there's been a very close, intimate connection with this until suddenly there wasn't. But I want to say it's because something went awry. Okay, it bit you in the ass. Maybe you took a risk that cost you a lot. Maybe you feel like you played so hard that you missed out on something crucial. Excuse me. Maybe some of you have felt like I was, but that was immature. Some of you are getting like an immaturity judgment. That's interesting. An immaturity judgment. I feel like you locked this piece of you away. Like I literally feel like this piece of you is kind of in a cage. Regardless of how it happened, it happened. You caged up this piece of you. And then the World card is here to tell you you can't throw away pieces of yourself. You can't lock up your passion. You can't lock up your desire for freedom. You can't lock up your inner animal either. Some of you, this is about making peace with that primal sense of you. The primal sense of you, the piece of you that wants to be free, the piece of you that enjoys excitement. Maybe at one point, maybe there were some immature things about this energy that, that you were working with. It doesn't mean it has to be that way now, right? It doesn't mean it has to be that way now. It's time to unlock the cage. Oh, is that why this is feeling so animalistic and so, is that why it's feeling that way? Because you're actually letting something out of a cage. You're letting a piece of you out of the cage that's been locked away for too long. It's feeling that way. It's feeling that way. Ooh. Ooh. Some of you associate this side of you with just bad behavior. Again, it doesn't have to be that way, right? It's the relationship you cultivate with it. It's up to you. Like some of you, like I'm getting like, substance abuse, things like that. Maybe having a lot of intimate sexual times, things like that, which doesn't have to be, again, it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be bad. But this piece of you has been locked in a cage and it's getting out of jail. Okay, it's breaking out. I feel like this piece of you, well, it is that like, I know we're like really honing in on this here, but there's a reason. I almost feel like this is actually like a key. Like there's something about this that feels like there's almost like a code or like a key or an activation in the Knight of Wands for you. I think that's why I'm like so fixated on it. Because I also feel like for some of you, it's part of your compass. Like you are intuitive, you're water signs, you're always going to be intuitive, but Sagittarius is intuitive too. Sagittarius thrives off of instinct, kind of like an animal, right? Thrives off of instinct. Sagittarius, I always call them the intuitive fire sign, but that's because they're very in tune with that piece of themselves. This is a key part of your compass, water signs. This is also why it's important to get it out of the cage, okay? It's more the instinct that's in your gut and like in your lower body that this is speaking to versus here, right? But it's interesting because it's all being clarified by like your upper chakra energy. So kind of what I was saying about the Moon Scorpio reading that I did, it is about those two forces meeting within yourself, right? Your intuition and your instinct, they need to work together. Water signs, they need to work together, and it's time that you brought it out, that you trusted it again to let it out of the cage. But letting it out of the cage also causes that. So let's get into that with all the snakes. All the snake energy. Oh shit, are we really on here for 3.5 hours? Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to move it along. I shouldn't allow myself to get so sucked in. All right, Mercury and Cobra for my water signs. It's funny too, because sometimes those videos come across my feed that are like 6-8 hours, and I'm like, how? I get it. You just get really comfy. Okay. King of Swords. I do feel like this is your energy here. King of Swords is highly intelligent, right? They're a strategist. They're a master of air. They're also a master of the mind, which I do feel like is something that you have also achieved. I'm going to say this year, because some of you are achieving it now with all this energy. Some of you have already mastered the mind here. But King of Swords, I keep feeling that like penetrative energy with you of like, like looking at the walls and the distortion and the bullshit and just like, right? Like penetrative laser beam. We're not dealing with that. We're getting right to the truth. We're getting right to the truth. We're only going to say truth. We're only going to listen to truth. We're only going to entertain truth. Like that's what I keep getting with this. Okay. Tell me more about Mercury, Cobra, and the King of Swords. Let's see here. Wow, very nice. Very, very nice water signs. Look at that. Yummy. King of Swords, Empress, and Temperance. The truth of it is bringing more of that instinct, that inner animal, that wild side of you, that Knight of Wands, Sag part of you, letting that come out is bringing you balance. It's bringing you major balance here. And with Empress, there's also growth and abundance and fertility that can be had here. But through your own balance of all of this, which is also your own healing of all of this, and you know how vital it is that to make that happen, you need to uphold truth at all costs. You need to only entertain truth at all costs. Nothing else will do. Because when we don't do that, it's almost like you're realizing how this got trapped in the cage in the first place. There's something about that, like entertaining anything that's not truth has like allowed this Knight of Wands energy or aspect of yourself to be caged in the first place. You entertaining non-truths, allowing other people to entertain non-truths, that sort of deal. Okay. So this is kind of another interesting message. I don't know who needs to hear this, but gatekeeper of truth, a guardian of the truth. Some of you may come into an awareness or feel very strongly that that is like what and who you are. You are an upholder of truth at all costs. Well, that's dicey. That's a little dicey in our world, right? But that's what I'm getting here. That's definitely what I'm getting. And I am getting a little bit of a confrontation. Well, a little bit. I'm getting a confrontation. It doesn't have to be explosive and awful, okay? Especially with the Empress being here. If you do have any confrontations, which I do think you will, and confrontation is just engaging with another person and like really facing something, right? That's just what a confrontation is. It doesn't have to be ugly. If someone attempts to make it ugly, I think you're actually going to have a mastery or the ability to like ninja wusa, like it back to a temperance kind of a place, a more peaceful exchange. And I feel like the Empress is part of that. There's also a really nice balancing of your own masculine, feminine, almost like I feel like your feminine energy is starting to feel safer as a result of all of this, of letting this out of the cage. Oh, interesting. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. Some of you, this is also a permission and allowance to pleasure, okay? That whatever has happened in the past that's also gotten you so focused on this shit, right? Has also coincided with this belief that like indulging in pleasure or desire is not something to be done, but it is. or something that like you shouldn't be doing, but it is. Yeah, there's something about the feminine energy that feels really comfortable here. I'm gonna get a couple other cards here. Can I get a couple more for the King of Swords, Empress, and Temperance? Your speech is going to change too. That's what I'm getting for a lot of you. Yeah, your speech is going to change. Like your vocabulary is going to change. The tone of your voice may change. And it actually may be person to person, like meaning dependent on who you're interacting with or speaking with, your voice will change. It's almost like, again, I don't know who I'm speaking to. It's almost like your voice is going to change in a way that will be necessary to facilitate upholding the truth with people, with whatever they need, whatever tone is best for them to receive truth and exchange truth, or to break down their walls or barriers. Like it feels a little chameleon-like. I'm not going to say shapeshifter because it doesn't feel quite like that. Yeah, it almost feels like very medicine-like medicine man, medicine woman. Some of you may identify as medicine men or medicine woman, but it's all through the voice. It's all happening through the voice here. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is actually one of my cards for mending, but it's also planning, networking, friendship, trying to get plans together to build up on something, to build things up. It's interesting because like when we started this reading, it was really intense, right? It was like that Kali Ganesh, like, oh my God, you're like laser beaming people. You're just causing chaos and change all around. You are like a destruction agent here, but it is for the purpose of creation. You're destroying illusion and bullshit for the sake of creation and construction. So you're destructing to construct, even if it's for the sake of other people around you and your current relationships that need mending. Very interesting. All right, let's move on to Aries and Elephant. This is more of that like bulldozing, kind of being a little headstrong, right? Testing the boundaries, if you will. Tell me about Aries and Elephant. I'm hearing I know what to do. That's what I'm hearing. I know what to do. Am I taking this one? Yes. Interesting. Page of Swords. So as I mentioned before, Page of Swords can be a new perspective on something. It's also a card of research and analytics and communication. I'm hearing reading the room, reading the room, reading the room, reading the room, and knowing what to do, knowing what to do. With the Page of Swords for you, water signs, it's all coming through as a knowing, but it feels new, like a new way of being able to read the room, a new way of being able to navigate situations and know what to say and when to do it. I also feel a cultivating of a skill here as well. Some of you could be working on writing or even just public speaking. But I feel like you're honing in this superpower that you're developing here. That's what I feel here. You're really like learning how to work with this new superpower of yours. Okay, water signs. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I'm here. I know what to do. I know what to do. Tell me about Aries and Elephant. Some of you, when you were in this state, let me pull this back. When you were over here, I'm getting a Seven of Cups energy. You might have been here for a long time, water signs. You might have been here for quite a bit. Months, years, dare I say. I'm getting the number 2 very strongly with that. And you could have been feeling for quite a while that you just didn't know exactly what to do. You just didn't know exactly the best course of action. Well, you're going to know now. You're going to know now. Tell me more about Aries and Elephant. Tell me more about Aries and Elephant for my water signs. Am I taking these? No. Okay. Can I get just 2 more cards, please? Oh, I got disconnected. I didn't even realize. Well, I don't think I've ever been on oh my God, I don't think I've ever been live this long before. So I didn't know it does that twice. Anyway, Nine of Wands coming out here. Nine of Wands feels like that wall that's also coming down for you personally. Nine of Wands can also be a card of resilience and stamina and not giving up and all of that. But I actually feel like it's part of the prison that the Knight of Wands has been in. Like, I feel like those are actually the bars. Hold on a second. That your own Knight of Wands energy hasn't been allowed to break through. Well, it's happening now. It's happening now. I mean, I feel like we're pretty complete here. I'm going to get one more card just to be sure, but I feel like we're pretty complete with the reading. Oh my God, look at all the light going on in the video now. This reading changed my perspective on something huge. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. Five of Pentacles. So while that Knight of Wands has been caged, okay, within you, you've been experiencing the Five of Pentacles. Some of this could be financial hardship, could also just be feeling very stagnant or very much in a rut, like something's really wrong, which is exactly what I was feeling with you, and you just haven't been able to put your finger on it, but you're going to know now. You're going to know now, and you're going to know exactly what to do, okay? All right, let's get the dice, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? All right. Dice for my water signs. It's interesting because we have like no water here at all. We have pentacles, we've got air, we've got fire, we have no water. Oh my. Okay, water signs. So, you know, some of these readings, right? Every reading is timeless, but like the last one, right, that we did for Earth, something about 2025 and Neptune being in Pisces and Neptune being in Aries was significant. This is totally speaking to the present moment, like as we are recording here, because we have Venus, Sag, which is exactly where she's at right now, okay? And the sixth house. Oh, sorry, I know it's so much light all of a sudden. It's like you can't even like get up in here. So Venus, Sag, and sixth house. You could have Sagittarius sixth house. You could have a Venus Sag placement. But just reading the message that wants to come through here, I feel risk taking in relationships is what I feel with Venus and Sag. I do. Risk taking with relationships, risk taking with work, even allowing yourself to just like, yeah, allowing yourself to have more freedom in your day-to-day life, to not have such a rigid routine or such a rigid way of doing things. Like, I need to do this, I have to do this, like giving yourself a lot of leeway. Not being so scared to try things. That's interesting too. Like, if you were to be granted all the freedom in the world, would you even know what to do with it? Like, that's how that's coming through too. Or would you just sit there and kind of do what you've always done? Yeah, if you were granted all the freedom in the world, like this is something I think to even just to ask ourselves, right? Would you even know what to do with it? Or would you just sit and just do your repetitive things you've always done? I feel like there's something up here, water signs, about being afraid to be free. And I don't think you were always like that. I think something happened that made you feel like it wasn't safe to be free, like it was too much of a risk, or it was too immature, or too much of a gamble, or whatever. But that's what I'm looking at here. It almost reminds me too of like with animals, for example, right? Like domesticated animals, like sometimes animals become so domesticated that like even if you like left the door open for them to go, they won't, because they become so domesticated. Like that's kind of what I'm looking at here for you a little bit, right? Even just being so caught up in the 3D and the material and the adulting and I have to this and I have to do that. It's like that's basically us being domesticated by the government, right? It's like just calling a spade a spade. We're all domesticated in a way. We have been for quite some time, right? But there's a wild part of you that doesn't want to be domesticated, that wants to get out of the cage. Let it out. Let it out. Confront why you're really afraid to be this free. Why are you so afraid to be this free? Confront that, okay? Wow, I know, very long video today. Oh, all the light that's coming in now. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna give my throat a little break, and then I'm gonna come back and do Capricorn and Pisces, which will be on Patreon later today. But the other sign readings will post during the week as normal, as scheduled. And I will see you guys later, okay? Have a great week and a great Halloween, Samhain, Day of the Dead, New Moon, all the good stuff, all right? And thank you again for coming out. And also for anybody who's been with me the whole time, almost like 4 hours. Thank you so much. It's always a blast. And thank you for everybody who sent the super chats as well. And I will see you guys very soon, okay? Bye, guys. Take care.